Battle stations. Battle stations. Man is spotted, bearing 335, hot.
Hello and welcome. This is Grim Reaper's Naval Ops PvP Yellow versus Purple number 3. My name is Thumblegudget. I'm your host this evening, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, as always, Point Clerius and Kazzik. Say hi, guys.
Evening.
Hi, guys.
So, we have two teams playing across 21 islands in Carrier Command 2. And you get to watch it all from our studio in the Team 1 carrier, the blue carrier, which you cannot see on the map at the moment because we have gone off the map. But these two carriers have just launched. We have two teams, 5 people, and it should be an interesting game. So this is a pre-prepared map, and to give us the strategic situation that the two teams find themselves in, we've got Point Clerius, so I'll let you have the bridge. Point.
Well, today's map is fairly low in terms of difficulty. It's a smaller island number, fairly low difficulty islands. The only major difficulty is a couple 3 shields and a single 4 shield in the center of the island, kind of creating the Wall of Death, as we've nicknamed it, as anyone flying across that's going to have a lot of AA to dodge. Other than that, both teams are fairly balanced. They have easy access to aircraft, barges, and ground vehicles. Map's a bit cluttered currently due to the whole spectator mod.
But of course, there is a catch to easy access to airframes. Because we have a theme to this episode. This episode's theme is rotorcraft. So the loadout is a default loadout with a slight change, which is that we have given them petrels instead of albatrosses. The teams don't start with albatrosses, and the 2 easy airframe islands that they have quick access to, those have the blueprint to build razorbills and petrels, so the 2 helicopters in the game. Whereas the Doom island of 4 shields in the very center has the fixed wing blueprints, because somewhere in Carrier Command has to have those blueprints. But I was saying when we're setting this up, I think it's very unlikely anyone will take that island. Point has a different opinion on this, but
my opinion is that Termi in Team Purple is going to give it a very good shot.
You know, it's funny you say that, because Team Purple is not even going for the 1 shield airframe island. They're going for ground vehicles.
No, correction. They're doing a dual capture. They're taking both the islands northern.
yeah,
all 3 islands. They're going after all 3.
He's taking the carrier to the
2 shield
the ground chassis island, though.
I mean, that makes sense. Sending your 2 petrels to deal with the lower shield islands whilst getting your razorbills over Acheron.
Well, we also see yellow team, of course. Kazzik's just looking at it. We also see yellow team deploying a petrol, so it's a reasonably good chance that there's a remote capture going on there as well. So let's introduce the teams that we've got this evening. So we've got a nice mixture of some new people and a few experienced hands as well. So we've got a relatively inexperienced captain on yellow team. We've got Catester, although he is supported by Nexus, who was a captain on the previous game, and Bredroll, who's a Grim Reaper's seasoned character. Let's put it that way. He knows what he's doing, let's put it that way. And we've got Abaster and Jetley as the rounding out this crew. You can also probably hear Kazzik's cats, who are rounding out the commentary team. Let's move over to Purple Team. Purple Team, we have Termi is the captain, as it was last month. So Termi is Purple Team captain, aided by Ludendus. We have Lenny Boy 1200, Proportion Divine, and Topcat, whose video feed we don't appear to be getting, but never mind. So Termi and Ludendus are, of course, Delta Fleet veterans. They also know what they're doing. So it looks like we've got two quite well-balanced teams. I mean, any thoughts from my co-hosts here?
So YOLO player is also an experienced Delta Fleet member. He's the up and coming logistics person to kind of sub in for Ludendus when Ludendus wants to fly.
So who is YOLO? Did I miss?
Yeah, YOLO player. I think you missed him, right?
Did I? I don't think we have a YOLO.
Did we not?
No. We do not have a YOLO.
No, we don't. No, we do. Slot 5, purple team.
So he's on purple team? Which one is he then? Because I do recognise YOLO.
Yeah, he's purple.
So is he Lenny?
What's his Discord name?
Proportion.
His proportional divine. Sorry.
Aha.
Proportional divine. It's not consistent between CC2 and Discord, unlike everyone else. I'm used to calling him by his character command name.
There we go. I've added YOLO. So YOLO, we got that. I recognise YOLO. And this is almost a Delta Fleet then. A Delta Fleet crew.
Yeah, it's a Delta Fleet captain and the 2 logistics officers.
So this is going to be interesting because the initial part of the game tends to lean towards. I'm looking here at purple team. Early part of the game tends to lean towards rotorcraft anyway. If you have petrols, you can go and do remote captures. If you've got Razorbills, you can go and immediately do easy island captures. So we're expecting both teams to have quite a familiar and easy start. The challenge, switching back over to yellow team here, the challenge will be, oh, now that's interesting. We'll come back to that. The challenge will be later game because then you have to develop a strategy. So here we go. Yellow team have put a fuel tank on a petrol and they are going long range. They're going for heavy munitions, I think.
I don't know if you noticed it or not, but Bredroll asked a question about airlift problems.
Can I reveal that purple team hasn't had issues?
Are they, at least as long as they've... What did Brad say? They had to use...
anyone else having airlift problems? ? We've had to use the... And he hasn't typed anything else.
Ah. Well, as long as they're airlifting, let's see what Bread's up to. We can actually jump to Breadcam. Fingers crossed. Is that the right button? That's Breadcam.
Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, he's not currently doing a thing, so... Kazzik, can you get us a view of what that petrol is doing?
Which petrol?
The North Petrol. The petrol that... yeah, to your right. There we go. The one that's headed towards Igneous. I presume it's carrying. Yes.
It has virus seal.
Excellent. Well, as long as they are able to do airlift, that's the important thing. Well, that will be interesting then. So Igneous is a... It's a 1 shield, heavy munitions. So you can see there on that map the petrol is headed on its way out. So this is the point where I say we've got 15 people in the stream now. So if you guys have any questions or comments, then feel free to engage with the chat. I'll keep an eye on it, although there's quite often quite a bit going on, so I might not see it immediately.
So we've got an update from Purple Team for you.
Okay.
Not very good. They've already lost a Razorbill. Just as a note to stream, there's a tiny little hiccup with our recording system in the studio. It's recorded a random Razorbill loss for Purple Team, though they've only lost 1.
Yeah, which is
subtract
an odd
1 from that.
But this is our this is the Bredroll scoreboard, patent pending.
Yep.
Which shows how many units they got out. So you can see they've got a Purple Team have 2 virus bots out. They have a couple of petrols out. So both teams have a couple of petrols out. Yellow Team have a seal out, which I presume is the one that's on its way under a petrol somewhere.
Yeah, so just as a note, I believe they have suffered from a little bit of command task saturation just a moment ago. They lost a Razorbill whilst attacking Acheron, then missed 2 torpedoes trying to sink the needlefish that was there. Third one finally got it, but it appears they're having issues coordinating their multitude of air assets currently.
Well,
They
it's
don't-
one of those things you can with a petrol. It allows you to do.
Ooh, they just lost another rotorcraft.
Yeah, make that a 2 Razorbills lost.
Oh, great. Well, it's going great. At least they start with. So the team start. It's a default loadout. So instead of albatrosses, they have petrols. So the team start with 2 Razorbills. And
Good news for purple team is there's only 1 unit left at Socrates, so they'll be able to replace those losses soon.
Yeah, 4 Razorbills, 4 petrols per team at the moment. And of course, as soon as they have an air island, they can build as many of those rotorcraft as they want. But then they get into the situation of, okay, so now we have resources, but what we're used to doing normally is we're used to building mantas / albatrosses, putting bombs under and going bombing the enemy. That isn't going to be an immediate option. So the question is, what will they do next? And that is what we are interested to see. You've got the view here from both captains, so you can see that Termi's flying a petrol at the moment. He's also chosen to put a fuel tank on the petrol, which for that sort of range you probably don't need it actually, but
Well, I mean, it's a decent idea. If you don't need that 4th weapon slot, then you guarantee range, and maybe you can do something else with it before returning it to the carrier.
I'd be quite interested to see what the rest of Purple Team's currently up to, because I'm trying to figure out what their plan for taking this island is now. Are they going to hold off until they have air assets, or are they going to try ground attack?
so Ludendus is under is in the chin gun of a Razorbill at the moment. So they've launched a bomb bill.
Yeah, I just looked at. There's 2 light bombs on that one. Might be going after the turret.
That would make sense.
Yeah, let's see if we can jump into Ludendus cam.
Oh, the turret's happily shooting away at the carrier. Granted, it's a 15 mil gun, so its accuracy is terrible.
Stormtrooper accuracy. I presume it's Top Cat who is the Razorbill pilot, because we don't, unless it's on auto, we don't have his video feed. In fact, I can probably hide him. Can't set it up again now. So yeah, current situation then is that Purple Team are taking this 2 Shoulder Island, which is, I believe it's ground chassis. There we go, bombs away. Let's switch back to Ludendus cam. He'll probably see the impact of the bombs. No, he won't. 'Cause he can't.
Scratch.
Yeah,
Okay.
they got it.
Well, took 1 bomb, so they've got another bomb spare. Let's have a look at Yellow Team. Yellow Team have arrived at Tokamak. They have a petrol out at Genetics, and they've got a petrol on the way to Igneous. So this is an interesting one that, in theory, Purple Team, it's not a perfectly symmetrical map, although I think it's slightly short of a Purple Team to the other heavy munitions island, but it looks like Yellow Team are the only team doing a long range capture at this point. Abester appears to be looking at his web browser instead of carrier command, but never mind. So it's very difficult at this early stage to see who might have the advantage. But you say it looks like Purple Team were more ambitious with running their operations to start with. But, as you say, a bit of command saturation maybe.
Yeah, I'm not quite. Maybe either command or pilot overtasking, because they do have 3 experienced pilots there. Assuming you take the members of Delta, I can vouch for all 3 of them. The problem is, you need someone to do command and someone to do logistics, and so they're going to have to be pulling double duty. So you can't always have your best pilots doing all the roles all the time. So I'm thinking they may have put one of the less experienced guys in the Razorbill slots.
That's entirely possible. Quite often when you go playing course, someone will come along and say, I can Razorbill. And quite often they can, but you never know completely. And there are just certain nuances to flying a Razorbill, particularly around a 2-shielder.
I didn't quite get the loss of the first Razorbill, but I believe that may have been due to an anti-aircraft missile. The second one was definitely a crash into terrain.
Oh, right.
No other way around it.
Oh, well. The big loss that they'll feel, which they're probably seeing, yes, the reason they're flying bombs, of course, is that they will start the game with 8 autocannons. Now, two aircraft down, plus the 2 petrols that are out, that's all of the autocannons committed. So they've lost half of their autocannons.
The autocannon forces, the petrols have returned, and, well, they've got ammo and fuel left over, so they've been, happily cleared up that island in just a few seconds there.
Yeah.
But we're a few minutes in, and Purple is storming ahead in terms of logistics.
Well, you say that, but I think that Yellow Team have been a bit ambitious in going further afield. So it's, yes, there's logistics, but there's also relevant logistics. You see, Yellow Team is, which island are they at here? Cadester.
Igneous is almost fully under control. 1 unit left for them to kill, and then they can drop their fire spots.
Yeah, there we go. So, similar number. Oh, it's not looking too bad. Yeah, I think you're right that. I know they're
Purple's
neck and
slightly
neck.
ahead.
But Yellow Team had further to go. So we've got Genetics being captured, Tokamak being captured.
I think the advantage that Purple did gain by getting slightly ahead was negated by the fact they killed 2 of their units already.
Yeah, lost 2 Razorbills.
That'll actually set them back.
This is an interesting one, starting out default loadout with petrols instead, because you lose certain capabilities like AWACS, but you gain remote capture capabilities. With these easy islands, then yeah.
So, just keeping an eye on things, looking ahead. Not quite sure what Purple's plan is currently, but both Cerberus and Edgeley are manned by swordfishes. So if that's both teams' expected attack routes, they're going to be trying to have to put a swordfish down, probably with either some well-placed torpedoes or some very skillful flying from a Razorbill.
You can go after a swordfish with a petrol. It's fine. I even did a video on it.
Yeah. So, okay, right. Since we're here, we're talking about petrols. Auto cannons on the inner slots or outer slots?
Oh goodness! Right.
I don't think it matters.
I'm always on the inner slots.
Right. Point. You have the floor for a moment. I'm watching your view. I need to. Jetlay's saying that his internet isn't cooperating, so we need to swap in a player for Team Yellow. So I'm going to handle that.
All right. Good luck. Oh. It's quite I think Purple's beginning another set of remote captures.
Well, they're on the move. Interesting that they're on the move before they recovered that virus seal that's at Akron.
Yeah. I mean, they have petrols. They can go back and pick it up.
Sorry to cut in again, guys, but I was saying we can swap in a player, but I don't think we can because a reserve player is going to be watching the live stream. So I think they're just going to have to make do with what they've got.
Does it
Yeah, it
necessarily,
sounds like the most.
Does it necessarily matter this early on in the game?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
they
it
do.
does.
They know where
yeah,
the other carrier
I
is.
suppose. Direction of carrier makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to keep it with who we've got, I'm afraid.
I mean, just the knowledge that Team Purple's already lost 2 Razorbills.
Yeah. And they've activated Cerberus, so that swordfish is going to be coming around the island to cause some havoc shortly.
Well, they're both, on a westernly path, so they might end up encountering each other somewhere in the vicinity of Beacon Burn Duessa.
Yeah. I'm wondering what. So purple's definitely going after their large munitions, which makes sense, and they'll definitely hit Cerberus, Elwood, and Vulcan on the way. The question is, what is yellow team going to do? Because they've already got their large munitions. What are they going to go after next? What would make sense for them to do so? Probably Bell Tempest for turrets, get some more autocannons.
Well, they might want to get barges, or I think genetics is barges, isn't it?
Yeah, genetics is barges. They have their barges.
I've got a question in the chat. How much 160 ammo do they have? Which is it's quite a decent amount actually with default loadout, isn't it?
I think it's 100 rounds total, right?
Yeah. So to hike, it's 100 rounds total. So although of course
80 rounds. Sorry, 80 rounds total.
Which is
20 in the gun, 60 in the carrier.
That was an adjustment from the last patch.
Yeah. So that's quite a considerable amount of ammo, but you have to remember that you can only fire off 20 in a short period of time, and it does take a while to reload. So it's like a minute for each round or something.
Certainly enough to sink a carrier. I mean, 2 bursts usually.
I think we worked it out at 11 shells, did we, Kazzik?
I don't know if that's changed since the last patch, though.
It feels like it's still the same. It feels like it's
it was
still
just
11
missiles
shells.
that were given a bit of a buff. So, an interesting situation. So yeah, we have both carriers converging on the lower left corner of the map. But I wonder if both carriers are in transit, it might be a good moment to go and jump in and have a chat with the captain. So I'll just jump in purple team and go and say hi to him.
Purple's about to engage, though.
Good point. Yeah. Okay,
Yellow's
I'll have a chat with yellow. Hello, yellow team. Just jumping in to say hello.
Happy on there.
See how you're getting on.
We're doing good. We have captured Tokamak, Genetics, and Igneous. Air
Yeah, I
chassis.
saw you
are
reaching
rolling.
out a long way.
Yeah. Hopefully we're gonna go for the force shield in the middle, try to cap it before they do.
Interesting.
That's the plan anyways. We might meet them, we might get it before they do. It's all up in the air, who knows.
Excellent. So,
Yep, so... Oh, go ahead.
no, just checking in and... oh, by the way, a bestie, I can see your browser window, not your carry command window. I don't know if that's anything you can change easily, but I'm gonna jump back out and have a chat with the other team. But all the best, guys. It looks like you've got off to a good start.
Okay,
Alright,
see what I can do.
Alright, thank you, see ya.
No worries. Take
Do
care.
we want to start building some bombs and?
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'll let you get on with. I'll be back in a sec. I just jumped in purple team there without meaning to. So obviously my co-host couldn't hear what yellow team was saying there. Yellow team were just telling me that they plan to go for the force shield in the centre, which is interesting. And the last thing I heard was Bred asking if they want to start building some bombs, which is music to my ears. I wonder if yellow team realise they're flying that petrol very close to that 3-shielder. I wasn't about to say anything.
I don't think they're within AA
Nope,
range.
They
No.
just reversed its course.
I was thinking about the petrol on the top right there. Yes, okay. How are purple team doing? If they're engaged currently,
Yeah, they're a little busy.
a little bit.
Yeah, they're a little busy.
Okay, we'll wait until there's a lull. Interesting that so far yellow team, as I said, the meta in this game at the moment is we will buy the mantas, we'll buy the albatrosses because that's how we'll kill a carrier, rather than thinking other things. I was assuming that bear drops would be the order of the day, and
Hey,
people saying,
Thumble.
go on.
Purple team has just started launching aircraft towards Charissa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think in future, if you want to force a no blueprint game, put the blueprints 400 kilometers that away.
So we must have mantas. We must have mantas. I don't think that. I don't think that anyone's going to get that island before a carrier's dead. That's my prediction.
Yeah. I mean, unless the yellow team... Well, yellow team has to move for them to have a chance of running into each other in any reasonable length of time.
Well, they don't need to show up at the beginning. They could show up after Purple's done most of the work.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a very similar scenario. Yellow versus Purple number 1, of course. We had both teams decide on the same air island. It looks like the same thing's going to happen again here.
But I suppose for this game, it doesn't matter as much holding Charissa.
Correct. You only
Simply
need to
just
hold it
capturing it will give you the blueprint.
to get the blueprint, yeah, because you already have another place to build them. So the team that gets first is going to be able to double dip and double produce. If
Yeah.
they're smart, they'll have barges in position to grab the things that are immediately made, which yellow appears to have extra barges, purple does not.
I can't see Purple's logistics, but I believe they may be focusing on getting their aircraft back in order after losing a few early on.
Well, but I mean, just having another barge, though, would speed up process for loading and unloading, which yellow only has a second barge, but that's a distinct advantage on, getting things moved around.
I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if I can do that.
Let's have a look and see what Point is looking at.
I was wondering to see if I could see the tooltips for what supplies a barge has, and I do not have that, unfortunately.
So both teams should have access to barge islands. They started out. Yes, you can see the
Yeah.
purple team there has 2 barges already. I tried to make these maps reasonably symmetrical, but not perfectly symmetrical. But the islands that they start near did include barge islands. The big difference at this stage is that that's interesting. They've bypassed Cerebus because they're prioritizing similar sorts of things. They're going for their heavy munitions as well.
If you want to give a shout, if you want to go talk to Purple Team, now might be a good time whilst they're still in transit and not too tied up with combat.
Yeah, good point. I will jump in now.
Hey.
Hello, Purple Team. Sorry to interrupt you earlier on. I thought you were a bit busy at the time, but I can see you're in transit now. How are things going?
We're doing good. Just lost 2 razor bills.
Yes, I noticed that. It's probably the autocannons you're hurting for at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what's the plan?
Well, we wanna keep constant eye at Charissa, the air chassis island, with a patroller. He's already been set up with a couple of fuel tanks. His task is to patrol there, basically. We want to take Duessa and Vulcan, because you said that there will be something interesting on those air...
They said that
Yeah,
there'll
so
be
we are
something
hoping-
there, and no guarantees it would be anything interesting, but
Yeah, I hope it's gonna be good. If not, it's just money.
yeah, fair point. Oh, excellent. So that's interesting. So you're using a razor bill in, a petrol in the situation that you would have used an Albatross if you had one.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm
Excellent.
getting nails.
Well, I'll let you get back to it, but best of luck, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So interesting thing there, guys, is that they're using that. They've got a petrol heading towards Socrates, but that's a scout.
Ah.
They're using it as a forward scout rather than. They put a couple of fuel tanks on it, so they'll get about 40-50 minutes endurance out of it. So the plan is they're going to go and set it up and use it to. They'll get an eye on Yellow Team before Yellow Team has any idea where they are, which will be interesting. The question's going to be, I mean, I've been saying from the beginning that the way this match is going to end is it's going to be petrols with IR missiles, or bombs, but probably IR missiles, jumping on the carrier.
I'm thinking somewhere around razors with IR missiles or bombs.
Yeah, you'd want a mixture because you want flare cover, but
I think yellow team's having a bit of issues with a ship at Edgeley. It's a
let's have a look.
swordfish.
The two carriers are less than 40 kilometers apart now, and there's not much in between them in the way of neutral defenders.
That's interesting.
Both sides aren't having too much luck with their torpedo shots this game. I've seen repeated missed shots from both sides. Not sure if they're relying on Bredroll's new torpedo calculator a bit too much. What on earth was that?
What are we looking at, point?
A bug.
Great. We want those. Ooh. Yes.
So-
Let's not have those.
That's Bredroll's. Okay, well maybe not. That's Bredroll's landing thing.
Yes, that looks a bit like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what they're doing. Did that petrol that went off to Socrates, did it have a vehicle or anything underneath it?
It doesn't appear so.
Because
They don't have a hook icon.
of course, Special Forces forward observation point is one of my favourite things in this game.
No vehicle underneath it.
Yeah, interesting. So are they planning to just land it there? That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, you could just
Well,
build a turret.
it's got a couple. It's got an AA missile and a TV missile, so it can act as a light anti-aircraft asset.
Yellow team are
anything-
approaching Tokamak. So yeah. What do you think, Kazzik?
It looks like Purple's done a fair job. 2 turrets to defend their airframe island.
Yes, that's the other thing.
And,
no one's doing
yellow-
special ops at this point.
Yellow didn't put any there. Well, they're used to you being in the game, so I think just hearing your voice today made him a little bit nervous.
I'm watching yellow. I think yellow's carrier is about to eat a torpedo.
Ooh. Kazzik, one of you guys want to jump in that ship that they're just about to meet? Looks like a
I'm in it.
swordfish.
Well, I hope their Seawis is online. It is not.
Well, aircraft was destroyed.
What is that? That is
That was probably a petrol.
petrol eye. Lost a petrol.
Well, this is what happens when you try to expedite it by going in against a viewers. We're in spectator mode, means that we can jump into the friendly neighbourhood swordfish, which is now traversing its rear cannon and can probably shoot through that superstructure.
Oh, it just missed the edge of it.
Rounds out towards yellow team.
No damage
We
on the
can see
other
them
team just
landing.
yet. 2 torpedoes. Two
That's-
torpedoes returned in the water.
Well, this is going to be interesting. If they get shelled repeatedly, this is going to do a lot of damage. I think they're going to rethink their strategy real quick.
Brett has just fired a missile at something.
Looks like good tracks
Swordfish.
on at least one of those 2 torpedoes. Return fire.
We've got swordfish cam on at the moment, which should be fun.
Gun swinging back around.
They're still in
funny that-
range.
It's funny that it has to
Oh,
reset. Ooh,
damage
it took
critical.
a hit. Oh, but it got its volley off.
No damage on yellow. No damage to yellow. They are about to take a torpedo unless someone reverses course round about now.
I think that's a torpedo hit somehow. They've just
Yeah,
fired.
that's yeah. They're going to take a hit. Yep, hit.
Cut back to the very
Torpedoes
smug-looking
they sent
swordfish.
at the swordfish is they just went past.
Say again, Kazzy?
The torpedoes that they just it just launched a missile or something, but the
Razor.
torpedoes just whizzed in front of the swordfish.
Somehow the flares did their job. Miss on that Razorbill. But she's fuel critical. She needs to return to base now.
So, yeah, we have... The purple team are capturing the heavy munitions island, so that puts the teams neck and neck in terms of that. We've had a few mistakes from both teams, but yellow team here being chased by a Manta.
They have successfully landed their purple team has successfully landed their petrol on Socrates.
Interesting.
And their barge is going to get a little close to Cerebus. I don't think it's going to be an issue too much because the single Navy unit left at Cerebus is on the opposite side.
What is Cerebus? I think it's small munitions.
Can I
isn't
get a
it?
check, please? I just had a game crash.
Yeah, I just got kicked out of CC2.
Oh, okay. Stand by, everybody. Let's hope we've not had a game crash. Okay, hi guys. So, bad news, I'm afraid. The server has crashed, which means we've lost the game. I've just had a word with the other captains, and they're happy to restart the map on a not prepared map. It may have been my attempt at map editing that's created some unseen error and caused the server to crash. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a map. We'll keep the same teams. We've got the video feeds set up, so for the remaining 2 hours that we've got, we're going to run a different game. So if you bear with us, I will load up a new map and we'll go at it. So stand by. And yeah, sadly no autosaves. So if you stick with us, guys, we will be back. So yeah, stand by. Okay, guys, you're back with us. So we've set up a map. We're just going to run a random map now. So sorry about that. My attempts to create a scenario seems to be backfiring. That may be what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a normal event, basically, a normal map. So this is a two-person map. We've got 2 hours. Can you put out a message point? Tell them they've got 10 minutes, around about 5, or say 5 minutes, or say we'll check in 5 minutes. So do a thing. So the way we've done this is we've still got the two captains' views. Hopefully they are both now joined. Looks like they are. That's good. Because I'm hosting the server, I'm on the Team 1 carriers, which is why you can see people walking around, which is fine. Both captains are looking at the map. They're making their plans. Yeah, Pointer's just given them a check. So I will just going to check with both teams, see if they want to swap anybody out. So I'm going to mute for a moment. You'll see them getting ready, and then we'll come back on stream when we launch in a few minutes.
We could.
I think he has fixed his.
My internet's good now.
Yeah. Jagger, did you say you can't stream? Is that the problem?
Yeah, the only it is that I don't have enough. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Besides that, I think he's good.
Yeah, I should.
Could we go straight for them from here? Maybe.
Hey.
Yeah, everything's good.
All right.
Okay,
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for your comments.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Hello?
guess.
Yes?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
Captain. Yeah.
Ludat the says captain.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry for that, Humble, but I gotta go. Have fun.
Tommy.
See ya. See ya.
Do we get a
A8.
replacement?
Copy.
Thank you. So are we sticking with Tommy's plan?
We will go first to Vulcan. And it's not too bad. Okay.
And so do you want to go to
But
Charissa or Tokamak?
I'm thinking about
No,
And then try to bomb their board.
he's probably gonna go to Odyssey, yeah.
Oh, but we don't have any heavy rockets. Any rocket pods, I meant.
yeah.
Whew.
So my idea is take these two shield islands, try to get the money, and then do classic strategic bombing. And we know they are probably somewhere near Beacon. And they will probably try to take Vulcan from us because it's so easy for them.
Hello.
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 Ah.
We are
Okay, what's the,
okay.
I need the Roger.
Get rid of the hashtag as well.
Okay, guys, we're about 60 seconds away from launch, so yeah, sorry about the confusion, but fingers crossed we will be away shortly.
Man.
I've got a bit of lag. How's your And we're away, so we'll join you in a few seconds. As soon as Point comes back from making his cup of tea, the commentary team will be with you. But yeah, then we'll have a look at this map and see what's going on. Without the studio, but we do have TAC Ops, so yeah, we can definitely take a look at it. We can only see one team at a time, but we do have all the viewpoints, so be with you shortly, guys. Okay, everybody, and welcome back. So that was a quick turnaround, and yeah, we've got a new game going. So what we will do is we don't have a studio, so now we're relying on the team's views, although we do have Kazzik and Point in one in each of the carriers, so we're able to get each team's viewpoint. So we have Point Clearus embedded with Team 1,
You notice we're in different team colours now. We have Team 1 and Team 2. So Point is with Team 1 and Kazzik is with Team 2. So let's start with Point Clearius and his cup of tea. Let's see, Point, what is the word from Team 1?
I believe we're going for interdiction strikes on Vulcan. They've just lost an aircraft to a wave. Sorry.
Oh no!
I can't quite see, I can't see the deck, but I've just seen an explosion and heard a loss sound. So one of their aircraft just went into the drink. I'll get a check on that in a moment. But the first thing they launched was actually a Razorbill with a fuel tank and an AA missile, and they've sent it up towards Vulcan, which is the enemy, well, soon to be enemy held One Shield Air Chassis Island. Probably to interdict their Razorbill operations or stop the virus capture.
That's going to be fascinating to watch. Let's have a look at. So
Nexus is in
Nexus is flying it.
Well, not anymore.
Interesting. Okay, what's the view from Team 2 Kazzik?
It looks to me like they're doing a little bit of ISR initially, and they have a Razorbill right behind it with Lenny and Bobcat. So that should be pretty smooth capture.
So it's worth saying at this point that the teams are the same, apart from Termi had to go, unfortunately. So Ledendus is now Team 2 captain, and Bob has jumped in to take his place. So
it's interesting that Team 1 is actually doing, or at least planning on doing, some sort of airstrike against Vulcan to slow them down, because the Albatross they put in the air has 2 AAs and TVs.
The second Albatross, I believe, I could be wrong, but I think they went for a very early, maybe knockout blow kind of level of operation, because I've just seen 2 more Albatrosses go off. 2 Albatrosses have gone off the deck with full AA loadouts. So either that's a very, very heavy interdiction mission, or they're going to go and try and hit the carrier straight away. Try and force them off Vulcan.
I mean, this is the thing I like to see in Carrier Command 2, I have to say. It's somebody trying something different. Even if it doesn't work, it's just good to see somebody.
Well.
Yeah, you're sitting in chat with Point Clearius. This is not different for him. This is his MO.
Well, super aggression, although I'm normally expecting gun salvos by this point if it's Point Clearius.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have lost the leading Razorbill.
Random X in the map between Elwood and Burn.
Yeah, that was where it went down. I don't know what it was hit by, likely an AA missile, but there was nothing on the map, so they have not sent a single AWACS up with this strike.
It's interesting, so...
But they have lost an AWACS, likely from that was an Albatross that went into the drink earlier, by the way. I think they lost an AWACS on it, so I think that was their combat air patrol aircraft that went down, well, failed to go off the deck.
So, Team 1 is, of course, doing the obvious thing, which is heading towards Beacon. We're looking at Team 1 now. And, yeah, with the lack of AWACS, it makes it much harder to select your targets for those AA missiles. This is quite a big commitment of forces, and it's not aimed at the carrier, it's aimed at, presumably, some kind of air interdiction, as you say. Yellow team, of course, at this point are not aware of anything going on at this point.
Interesting. Yellow's trying, so they're traveling to the southeast, but it looks like they're launching some torpedoes at ships around Genetics to the northwest. So that's some long-term planning right there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can do lots of, say, this is Kazzik in one of the vehicles here, by the looks of it. It's just one of these situations where you can do a little bit of planning ahead. So the thing is, if you plan ahead, you're also stretching your forces a bit, so you need to choose carefully what you plan ahead to do. So it looks like a textbook operation going on here at Vulcan. It's some slightly higher shield map islands than what we were looking at on the previous map, so interesting situation. Let's have a look back in I'm finding I'm definitely having to cut back between the two team perspectives a lot more often now to get situational awareness. We've got 2 aircraft closing in on...
Yeah, Nexus is about 15 kilometers out from Vulcan, and they figured out what shot down their Razorbill. It was a couple of swordfishes north of Bern.
Oh dear.
So they've given it a very wide berth now.
Okay, so they've identified that the enemy haven't captured it yet. And of course at this point no nails. Nails of course meaning that you're being tracked. So at this point Yellow Team has... Team 2 I should say. Team 2 has no awareness that Team 1's aircraft are going to be there. However, no radar on that aircraft. So let's have a look and see what Team 2 are up to. Ludendus is cruise missiling a swordfish by the looks of it. Bob has just identified an aircraft on radar.
Is Bob Team 2?
Team 2, yeah. Bob has just
I believe they
seen the dot.
tried or considering doing a pop-up attack. Like that aircraft was sitting down at 200 meters, but no one was manually flying it for that mission, so it's very much on radar now.
Brett is in that... No, he's scanning with another aircraft. Which is interesting. Bob has jumped into an aircraft.
Yeah, he's in the Albatross, and he's put it in position to detect incoming forces.
There they are. They're on radar from Team 2, so Yellow Team can see. And they popped off radar again. So, is this a pop-up attack going on?
They are doing... Nexus is doing a pop-up attack, I can tell you, because his flight level is 20 meters right now.
Nobody is paying attention to the virus seal. It is stuck, and that's
Nexus
good.
Nexus
That could delay them for a while.
An aircraft was just destroyed. Have there...
Yeah, that was clear
noticed
one.
Blue Team's approach and shot it down.
And their second aircraft is now on radar. We'll see if they see that. The torpedoes they sent to Genetics got turned to the south. I don't think there'll be a threat to strike the carrier, but the attack was defeated. Oh, it actually looks like they're using a cruise missile to attack the ship around Vulcan.
Yeah, Ludendus has a skill with that particular kind of attack.
We've got an air-to-air engagement currently taking place over Vulcan. Missiles are in the air.
Yeah, Bobcat dodged a couple.
Bred's dodged one.
A third.
Last missile out on from Bred. All misses.
Hey, Bob is cooking with gas, as we say.
Now he's using the TV missile to attack back.
That's going to splash Bred. There's nothing you can do. He's in a Razorbill. Albatross.
Well, he can range it from the aircraft because there's nobody flying the aircraft. He left it on manual to control the...
He's also doing some crazy Bred flying. Boom.
Yeah,
there you got him.
Yeah, because if you're evading, you're slowing down, which makes it easier for the missile operator to hit you. Well,
Okay, so that was... we don't have the scoreboard, do we? So we don't know, but from memory...
I've got a mental
3.
scoreboard. Do you want losses due to enemy action or total losses?
Presumably they're not the same number.
No. One raise. Overall losses are currently standing at 3 Albatrosses and 1 Razorbill. 1 to neutral action. Razorbill lost to neutral action. Albatross lost to operational accident, and 2 lost to enemy action.
Good grief, this is not going well for Team 1, is it?
That was not a good trade there, and they had very little to no effect on the actual capture of Vulcan, so that was a very much bodged and failed operation, unfortunately.
Yeah, Bobcat noticed that the seal was stuck and finally jumped in to get it on the way. This is clearly his experience, showing itself right here, because he's doing a vast majority of Team 2's stuff right now.
Well, it's one of those things that Ludendus, although as the captain at this point, I've seen it every time I've looked back, he's been in a vehicle. And as a captain, you can get away with that to some extent as long as you have a crew who know what they're doing. and you're sure everything's being covered. But Ludendus here appears to be engaging a swordfish with a cruise missile, which is good skill. It's not an easy thing to do, what you just saw there.
He just got it.
But if you're the captain and your ship's under attack, it's not, I would argue, it's not the place to be.
And now Team 2 has an Albatross flying around Edgeley, and I wonder if it's getting a little too close to that westernmost ship.
Let's have a look from your perspective, Kazzik.
Yeah, just looking at it's about 4 kilometers away, and the ship is closing.
Oh, that could be, could see a missile in the air in a moment.
Oh, somebody noticed and just pushed it a little bit further out.
You have to remember, of course, that it's the slant range that matters. So this is a thing I may have...
Altitude is figured into that.
Yes, it is. So you actually get an extra half kilometre if you're at 2,000.
Yeah.
Which, if you're trying to squeeze in between 2 islands, is very useful.
Not
that I ever do that.
Has Yellow Team lost any aircraft?
I don't believe so.
You can check your log. It's if
I'm
you're in
looking.
the center seat, it's one to the
I'm
right,
looking.
one console to the right.
Negative. They have not lost a single unit.
All right. I've got a little notepad thing up on my phone. I'm writing down who's lost what.
Well, they need to be feeling pretty good about their chances right now, knowing that they've killed 2 Albatross from Team 1, and knowing that they're much closer to getting a airframe capture.
Very much an underdog situation here with Kaister as a less experienced captain, and maybe I should have reversed the teams when I gave them this map, but it's what you get. The you do get a mixture of shield islands in different positions. Unfortunately,
Right.
we can't see
this
the...
is I've got a soft factor which is going to start playing in. The Team 1 has lost 2 AWACSes so far. One to an operational accident and one to enemy action. So they're going to have to swing around and hit Dionysus at some point if they want to replenish those losses. So for now, they're going to be rather limited in their ISR capability, or mainly their CAP capability.
We've got swarm of torpedoes going out.
Looks like Ludendus is still at it with using cruise missiles to kill fish.
It's a useful skill, but where's the captain? That's the issue.
Yeah, he's definitely working it. He walked it in so it went past, so he approaches from the angle where the Seaweed couldn't kill it. It's very impressive how he does that. He's got one more ship to kill, and he just launched the missile.
I am watching
It does
Team
take
1.
some time.
Team 1's been chased off the map by a torpedo currently.
Well, at this point, surely just take the torpedo and get to where you're
Yeah, at this point, it's just take the torpedo. I will check the currents. I mean, yeah, even more so, because it would their angle to evade has brought them directly against the current, which is going to significantly slow their progress.
I mean, just throw a noisemaker toward the swordfish. That's
Whereabouts is
easy to
Bred at
think.
this point? Bred is currently scouting an island, and I can't see his location.
He's blue, Team 2, right?
He is Team 1.
Camera. He's on the ship camera.
No, he's not. He's flying.
I have no airborne assets.
Bred? Bred, where the heck are you? What on earth is going on? Bred is overhead genetics, scouting an island in an albatross. Where is genetics?
That's Team 2.
So you may have gotten a feed confused.
I may have done, yeah.
So can you switch to it so it's in the main screen and see what name it says on the controls?
Who is that? It doesn't say who's on the controls, sadly. Oh no! I've got Bred's feed as Ludendus's feed, So I've got to go and unpick that now. How on earth is Bread showing the Dendis' feet? Right, I'm going to sort that out. I thought it far more likely that Bread was in the wrong... Okay, let's sort this out. Bread is... Layer 5. Why has he got Ledendis' view? Makes me wonder if I've got...
It's actually interesting. Team 2 has done an about face. They're actually now heading toward genetics.
Genetics.
It is indeed
Genetics
purple too.
is...
Bread's
It's
still
small
on the ship's
munitions.
camera.
Small munitions.
Which is something people don't normally prioritize in fast-paced PvP. It's good for flares and a bunch of other things.
Well,
but
I suppose if they have airframes, and you can kind of belay your large munitions, and they don't really have a good large munitions island nearby. So hitting genetics and then just continuing north up that chain makes sense. That will complete their logistical chain, aside from large munitions, because they'll have flares, they'll have utility, and they'll have turrets and barges. So that actually makes sense to me what they're doing.
I need to step AFK for a sec.
Roger, roger. Okay,
So-
I think I've got Bread's feed sorted out now, so let's switch over to Breadcam.
So I'm just going to notice another thing. Team 1 is going to have to find some barges, probably from Bell Tempest. Otherwise, that they could be vulnerable to logistic strikes. Since they are considerably further away from their barge island than Team 2 is.
The more I look at this map, the more I wish I'd swap the teams over and give them the slightly less experienced team the other position. But it is what it is. Let's Why have I got Bread now showing Nexus's view? I don't know what's going on. Nexus appears to be doing the same thing as Bread. Do we know what Bread is doing at the moment?
I can go upstairs and check.
Yeah, go and spy on him.
I have returned.
I thought he was firing torpedoes, but that is probably Nexus, so...
Okay, you should have 5 feeds, right? You've only got 4.
I've got 5, but one of them's not working. So, where is Bread currently sitting?
So Team 2 did send an Albatross to scout the path that Team 1 used earlier to send a couple aircraft.
That's a wise move.
So,
Ship's camera?
Bread is ship's camera eye. Nexus is map screen. Oh, now he's not map screen. But Nexus is in a map screen with the carrier on the left.
Yeah.
On the left, and he's not in a vehicle. So.
Yeah, I think we're... No.
This is interesting. Team 2
I know
may
we're all right.
be in the path of their own torpedo that's about to go active.
Team 2.
So
let's have a look.
you have got it correct now. From my eye on the stream, it's correct.
Excellent, good news. Thanks,
Cadstayer, I don't know where Cadstayer is. Oh, yeah, Cadstayer checks out. Absteer checks out. Jetlay's just on, or Jaeger's on Helm. I'm assuming that's Jetlay.
Yeah, Jetlay I don't have a feed for. It's just showing his browser, so I'm not gonna fuss. Okay, we're a professional outfit here, guys, but at least we're showing you a game in real time, and I might have to just fall back on using this format in future if we're going to have crashes and stop the clever stuff.
Make do and mend, eh? I'll get there.
We might need to think of a new name rather than Yellow versus Purple. It might just be Grim Reaper's Naval Ops PvP. I don't know.
I mean, it can still be yellow versus purple.
Well, apart from it's blue versus yellow in this case. Team 1 versus Team 2.
It's bluish purple, okay?
Yes.
If you turn up the red value, it's purple.
If you wear sunglasses. Okay, Ludendus is going danger close to genetics.
Yeah, the Musashi's getting very close to, I don't know if it's swordfish or needlefish, but it's got 4 torpedoes tracking it, so it should be dead soon.
It's a popular swordfish, let's say that. That's a miss with that first AA missile, though.
I've got a
And-
single aircraft up over
Miss
here.
with the
It's red.
second.
Chain firing, but they're not hitting.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating. You're going to go out and...
I'm gonna see if I can see it from the hole in the side.
So Kazzik is in Bred's tactical ops. Oh, I think they hit it somehow.
Yeah, they got it right before I got to view.
Oh, well, there you go, guys. You get to see all of the exciting stuff. That is Team 1. So, yeah, you've got wreckage falling from the sky and Ludendus victorious.
I do love seeing the trails of burning aircraft.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool in this game.
Okay, looks like Team 1 are arriving at Beacon.
They're just about to scratch the needlefish that's guarding the island, assuming it doesn't sail over this torpedo. No, it's
That's
them.
kill. Nexus.
And
death.
then a missile just smacked their razor bill.
Oh,
I'll chalk that up as another lost aircraft.
This is not a happy day for Cadestone.
No.
But still early days. They've got an airframe island here if they can take it. So
They've only done 3 autocannons compared to where they normally would be. So, well, no, sorry, they've already done 2 autocannons. So I suppose if they've got raisable chassis, they've got guns to put on, which is a good thing.
yes, it would be different if they've lost a bunch of gun bills. But was that that's a cruise missile that was presumably purposed for something on Beacon, and now
Yeah, it's heading over to Socrates, I believe.
yeah.
Not sure why.
I think Nexus has his eyes on a
Oh,
They've spotted them. They've spotted Team 1.
hey.
was that raisable shoot down from yellow
Yeah,
team?
surprise, surprise! It is Bobcat that has spotted them.
Kazzik, do you know if that
Ooh, they just
raisable
lost
was
it.
shot down by Team 2?
Just now, a Razor Bill was shot down.
That was Team 1's.
Ah.
That was
And
successful.
Bob may
interdiction.
have made things difficult for them. This is interesting. I'm just watching through Bob's camera now. The Bobservation camera, as we might call it.
Team 1 did just scratch a swordfish with a cruise missile, which is pretty
It
good.
was Nexus who was doing it, but they haven't quite... they've got nails on the carrier, so presumably... Bob is scanning that swordfish.
Barge. Oh, swordfish now.
They are pulling back. Looks like Bob is handling that side of things.
I don't believe Team 1's carrier's radar is currently down for some reason.
Oh, it is? You mean it got hit?
Nope, no hits. It's just been turned off,
Just offline.
which is unusual since there's definitely enemy action somewhere around here.
Hmm. Well, they currently have no deployed vehicles. It's a small map, so this could end relatively quickly. Just it's a fight between 2 carriers.
So, as a suggestion for future maps, you could still run a four carrier game, but you make it so you run it like normal yellow versus purple, except it's just a randomly generated map. You just don't make any modifications. We can still run with the spectator mode and everything and all that.
I just have to hit regenerate a lot of times.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It might be might be a lot of map regenerations, but I take your point. It can be done, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it that much more effort than save editing? It's probably less.
Yeah. Well, I was looking forward to rerunning map number 2, which was the one we ran last time, but I don't think I dare now. Honestly, Team 1's barge is going back past that swordfish, which is...
So, I'm not sure if... 160mm out on beacon. I'm not quite sure if the Kazzik knows, but I can see it down here in the CIC. There is a little yellow blip just on the edge of our radar range, where I'm assuming Team 2's recon aircraft is currently at.
Well, they did see it on radar. We saw it.
Yeah.
Question is, what's Bob doing at the moment?
Well, I'm not seeing any combat air patrol scramble or anything along those lines.
They've held the aircraft, so YOLO's currently looking at it. But yeah, it's interesting. I think they're just holding it, and Bob is in the gun bill. Oh no, he's in a missile bill. That's interesting. He might be after to go and kill a ship.
Oh, that's AA missiles. That would be an attempt to intercept that AWACS, I think.
No, those are IRs.
Yeah, Bob is in a Razor bill armed with a couple of IR missiles, so he's after that ship.
I do apologise. Team 1 has just launched an AA Razor bill.
An AA
Not
Razor bill?
entirely sure why. I hope it's going to go kill that recon aircraft.
Yeah, presumably they're expecting an attack to come in at any second, since they've been scouted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, a more experienced captain at this point would likely start trying to get some more definitive defense airborne.
There's a missile out on Bobcat in the Razor bill, and he has successfully flared and evaded.
Yep. The question is somebody told him where the Sea Whiz is on that swordfish? Presumably so.
Well, he only needs one to get a hit and get a kill, because the swordfish is very damaged. It's about 25%.
Yep.
I have a feeling he's going to just get close enough in to be the target and then fire.
Well, it's a risky one with a Razor bill.
He fired.
That might be Sea Whiz.
Sea Whiz engaging.
He's only got yet one.
And he got a kill.
Oh. Well, nice one, Bob. We do have that Razor bills up. We've got a ground package going in on.
I think Team 1 is being as desperate as possible. They're just throwing everything at beacon.
Did they just launch a couple of cruise missiles or something at it?
Yeah,
they've
we've
got
got cruise missiles
going downrange at beacon. They're doing everything they can to clear it as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. They know that they're behind the power curve quite a bit.
Yeah, their Razor bill just got airborne. Their gun bill, sorry. They had an anti-aircraft Razor bill, which they have tasked to go look for that AWACS now. They already wasted one of the missiles on a aircraft on beacon.
He's flying it. It's a bestie flying it. He is heading east, so he will go and is going to go looking, and he's got nails, so he's definitely on their radar. Let's see what.
And guess what? Bobcat jumped.
I've got a TV
jumped in
missile.
the Albatross, and he has a TV missile, so that could be easy pickings for.
I mean, if he doesn't, have a pilot.
Lieutenant is flying. I would hope he's experienced enough.
Lieutenant is flying a different Razor bill. He's over. Oh no, they're both over beacon. That's right. Okay, we've got a TV missile.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, missed.
Lieutenant has dodged. We've got.
I think they may have switched roles.
They have. Oh, that's
dead Razor. The Razor bill's gone.
This is.
It's very one-sided at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they've still got a TV missile. They could probably get up some mischief with that.
Well, there's another gun bill airborne if they want to risk it.
That's going to be interesting.
At this point, I think it would be worth it because they know that there's very few airframes left for them to take beacon with.
Ledendis has gone to target spotting.
Oh.
Ooh, Carrier 1's taking a hit.
Something just blew up here. I have
Torpedo,
no
I
idea
think?
where that came from.
I think it might have been a
think it might have been
torpedo
a
fired at the
torpedo.
barge.
Yeah, I think that was. I think that was a friendly
TV
torpedo.
missile in. Oh, TV missile in the air, homing in on that gun bill. This is going to be bad news. Bad news for
Yes,
Bread.
I
Depends
see it.
on
It's
that
coming
one.
on the radar. Miss.
Miss.
Well, she's been scratched, but she's not dead.
Let's
Well,
have a look.
unfortunately for Team 1, Team 2 has another Albatross in the area fully loaded.
I hope. Have they brought any air-to-ground munitions?
Well, I mean, AA and TV missiles can be used against the ground target.
Yes, but there's a considerable amount of ground vehicles currently going in the direction. They are not forward push. They've got a couple Seawis Seals out, but they're not pushing them up with their ground forces, which would make more sense in this situation. Even though you're expecting the carrier to come under attack, it does have its own Seawis.
They are very
So
much on the
coupling
back
your own
foot here,
forces
though,
might
aren't
be
they?
more useful.
They've got one Albatross left and this gun bill that's in the air. That's not a good situation at all.
No.
We've got Breadcam. Which one's Breadcam? This one's Breadcam.
We'll be back momentarily.
So, Kazzik, I'm currently watching Bread totaling a bunch of ground vehicles. But let me know if I should expect him to die in a fiery manner in a moment when the next Albatross shows up. This is not a good situation to be in.
Actually, the Albatross in the area with munitions is flying perpendicular to the island.
Oh, they've got eyes on it, but they're not...
They might be watching to see for the ground unit to be coming in, especially with it being dark. Headlights will give them away
got
very easily.
got Lenny watching what's going on here. Got his view.
Another gun bill's getting ready to launch here from Carrier 2.
Got Bob driving the virus seal back.
Yeah, I think he may have gotten a little stuck on the way up the hill, but he managed to work it out. I may have frozen. Oh, there we go.
Don't say that to me. I don't want another...
Well, I looked over at your feeds and they were still running, so
Yeah,
it was
mine's
definitely
still
just
working.
me.
It might very well be that if we run more games like this, I'll just have to... I don't mind Team 1 versus Team 2 like this. This format seems to be working alright, but... yeah.
Back. I see that the raise bell is somehow still alive, and it looks like beacon is clear. What's Team 2 up to? Where have they pulled back to?
They have genetics halfway captured. There are a couple units remaining on the beach, but they are too far, I think, to do anything.
Okay, Kazzik, so pull back and let's have a look at the map. I mean, we don't have the studio, but you can at least show. So
they've only... This is their second island that they're working on right now.
It is a
Did
three
they
shield,
just
then.
capture genetics?
It is a 3. Yeah, they're most of the way captured. Oh, but
Right.
they did lose the virus spot, so no, that is not in the bag.
Okay, cool. I got a bug to send a Bredroll later.
Oh dear.
Are they in the middle of the capture, I'm correct?
They were.
Not
It
anymore.
is currently rolling back. I think they may
Well,
have...
I can... Basically, genetics is highlighted yellow. Not the island, just the lettering. So, that will be a Bredroll
Red.
for its
It's all going so well here at Grim Reaper's Naval Ops.
And amazingly, Bredroll's on the team where that would benefit him.
Bet, though, if we switch over to Breadcam, he hasn't noticed.
Well, he wouldn't be able to.
He's...
I don't think he'd be able to unless he zooms all the way out.
I think they've got the island clear. They've got the virus seal going in. Now the question is, how's the team going to respond when they see the island being captured? And this is frankly, one of those situations, contested island, you want some Sea-Wiz out there. Oh, they are taking some Sea-Wiz out.
They have got some Sea-Wiz, but they haven't decided to push it forward for quite some time. It looks like they're not going to put it on the command center, which would make more sense.
The Albatross that Team 2 has in the area is under half fuel, so it looks to me like they're recalling it for refueling.
That would make sense.
Well, I think it's a mistake. I think they know that beacons right now being captured. They should be denying them that. At the cost of that airframe, even.
Recalling the aircraft is not necessarily a mistake. Sometimes isn't the aircraft they want to preserve. I'm assuming it's the AWACS they'd like to preserve. But not having a replacement aircraft on station, it seems to be bad timing from the looks of it, because like they have a second airframe there, but it's
that's because
the launch was too
they
short.
sent one on an easternly path, swing around down toward Beacon, and the second one went on a westernly path, and that's the one that is now currently recalled, because they basically sent two at the same time to do a left and right side sweep to check for carrier movement.
That makes sense.
They did have a fuel tank, so it's a surprise that they didn't equip the aircraft with fuel tanks. Now, those of you who are watching don't know if you played this game, or how often you play this game, but the fuel tanks have had a major buff recently. So previously, to give you an idea, the Albatross carries 800 fuel internally, and the fuel tanks carried 100, which was basically you'll get to the end of the carrier deck and your drop tank was empty. Now, as Kazzik's cat is also explained to you, put 1,000 fuel in a fuel tank, which is what we get now, that you can double the range of your Albatross with a single fuel tank. So that is quite a beneficial. Well, it looks like we've got another Albatross coming out from.
So just as a note, pre-update, we had something called Atlantic Albatross. It was just a little addition made by Revolution, and that gave the Albatrosses wingtip fuel tanks, so you didn't have to lose weapon slots for taking not really that much fuel. Since the buff, though, those slots have been removed, so if you want to take fuel tanks now, you're going to have to start sacrificing weaponry, and that is a trade-off I think both captains weren't willing to make.
That's an interesting one.
Team 2 has a replacement fire seal heading toward genetics.
Team 1, the capture is underway, and they've moved in a protection squad. They've sent a seal with IR missiles.
Not only is it theirs, Team 2 knows it's theirs.
Yep, as soon as they have some aircraft to send hunting, they know where to go hunting.
Yeah.
So, what was this 3-shielder? Do we know what it gives them? I think it was light munitions, wasn't it?
Genetics was small munitions, yes.
Small munitions.
Yeah. Do you want an image of the map, Thumble?
Only if you can easily...
I already have it.
You already have it. If I can switch to point cam.
I'm not pulling it up on my stream because I'm
I
streaming.
think he's going to send it to you.
Yeah, stick it in Discord and I'll see if I can...
I've sent it to you in Discord. It's in your DMs.
See if I can do some magic here and make it appear and do a thing. Okay. Yes. Do a thing. We're making this up as we go along, guys. WebP format. Ugh.
Is that what it has to be in, or is that what the image is in?
That's what the image is in.
No, that's
Although
weird.
I can get away with just changing it to JPEG. Right, so let's see if I can do a magical thing.
Sorry, it was in JPEG, but then Discord converted it to WebP, which is rather irritating.
Yes. Okay, I will see if I can drop it into host view. Image, create new map. Sorry, I won't talk, I won't describe aloud what I'm doing, it's not very good.
You're going to cloud convert and making it into a JPEG. Or some other site.
I know I use this cunning method where I change the file extension to .jpg and it works.
Oh, does that work?
Apparently so. Right, if I stick that over host view, I should...
Can you keep that on host view so we can swap back to it as and when needed?
I can. This is by the magic. In fact, if I switch over to it now, ta-da, this is your still image. So it's not the highest resolution, but that doesn't matter. At least we can see the names. So this is the lay of the land, so we can at least see what the various islands are. Now, looking at it from here, obviously the first thing for Team 1 to do is go for Beacon, and for Team 2, starting at Naiades, to go to Vulcan. I'm surprised they went to Genetics.
Well, if you look at it, you're just obscured by the Red's Revolution mod part. Magma is a utilities island, and then the island above that, which is Bacchus, is a turrets island.
Yes.
So that will complete your logistics. You'll have you'll have airframes, you'll have flares, and you'll have AWACS. So you can put off getting heavy munitions since you have that stock of IRs initially.
Yeah, this is true enough. So let's see what's
also
going.
with the new additions, I think we get more TVs slightly now, like 2 more, I think.
Yeah, a handful more.
Yeah. So the only reason you really go to large munitions now is for for bombs and TV missiles, and there's a concept I use quite a lot, which is where you can just keep postponing supplies, just using your initial supplies or substitutions to keep going, so you don't have to attack all the harder islands straight away, and you can focus on just getting a large logistical network to get you as much of everything, and then substitute what you need where you have to.
Kazzik has gone to have a look out the window. Oh no, he's watching the Albatross launch.
Kazzik, have they captured that island?
It's in
going
process.
Oh, it's in process. Right. I'll get the bug report over to Brad.
So there's torpedoes on this Albatross.
That's interesting. And a fuel tank.
3 torpedoes, 1 fuel tank.
Someone's going to go and do a bit of harassing by the looks of it. That's interesting.
Sage has just woken up and realised we're streaming.
I think he said he was going to go and play some VTOL VR this evening instead, so...
We went to play VTOL, and then he went to play From the Depths, and now he wants to show me a boat.
And we've got Delta Fleet in chat saying, Trench here, excellent surprise attack by Yellow. Yes, indeed, it was. It was, we didn't even see who killed that. We thought it was a swordfish got that Razorbill.
Yeah.
But this is why you have an AWACS up.
Trench, since you're there, did you see the start of this match? Well, not the start of the stream, the start of this part of the match. Sorry, we did have to do a restart.
Bob is watching.
It's been going for about 45 minutes.
Longer than that, I think. We've been almost an hour.
I set a timer.
All right. Right, Torpedo Bird is away. So that's the aircraft that's going around the long way round.
It's going to launch torpedoes from the west side, the unexpected side. Trench, take note.
No, Trench, please continue to be predictable.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
I feel like we need to have a little chart of like the weather rock, but it's the carrier status. What's happening to your carrier determines who's attacking you.
So I'm not sure if they're even going to get that Albatross. The one that they turned back for fuel, I don't even know if they're going to get it back.
What's its
is
fuel
pretty
level at?
low, 19.2%, but it's still quite a ways away. Maybe 35 kilometers.
Switching to Kazzik view.
They could.
About 31. But I mean, the deck's going to be busy for a sec with the first one. It's just about getting here, and it's empty.
No, the spacing looks good from that for me. Although the only
Well,
thing
that
is,
was empty.
As long as they once they realize what's going on and prioritize their
2.2.
air ops, they can make it happen.
I think they're barely going to get this one back.
looks like it's coming in for a landing.
Well, Bismarck is underway from Beacon.
Oh, it might be going around. It's going around. Oh no, that's.
Oh no.
They came in from right of centre line, didn't they? Yes.
It looked pretty straight, but you know the game's going to know the exact number.
Yeah.
It's screwed, and they know it. They're trying to give it new waypoints.
Well, the trouble is that's going to get in the way of the one that's behind it. Bad news bears. And shame Bred isn't on that team, because he'll be the one saying, well, I can land it on that tree.
Yeah, or the airfield that's on that island. Try to land it there. It'll run out of fuel and not be able to move. So you have perfect radar coverage right there.
That actually makes sense.
Team 1 is at least on the way.
And it's down.
Okay, I'll chalk that up as the first aircraft lost to Yellow.
No, they did lose a couple things earlier. Let's see what we got here. 2 Razor Bills and an Albatross they've lost so far.
Do you know what two?
I know the one Razor Bill was to enemy action. When I say enemy action, I mean player
neutral.
1.
I'm guessing. I'm gonna put the other aircraft as neutral as well, because I haven't seen blue team shoot one down yet. But yeah, currently it's a 2-to-1 loss ratio. It's a 2-to-1 loss ratio with blue being much worse off in that trade.
No, they've now lost 2 of each. Team 2 has.
Okay. Oh, 2 Razor Bills?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the one that just ditched out of when it was out of fuel was its second Albatross that it lost.
The question at this point.
The second Razor Bill. Sorry, I've been relying on you to give me the data. Hi.
Question at this point is, where does Team 1 go next? If we refer to the map, they're at Beacon. Where would you go next? Point. I mean, the trouble is, Beacon, the nice islands are off to the west, aren't they?
I grabbed OSO while I was there.
I would probably do so. I would have taken Dionysus. I would have, if I was doing interdiction strikes to Vulcan, I would have pushed forward to Dionysus and sat there briefly to take that first before I make my trek to Beacon, because I had recognised there's no way I'm getting airframes before then. Or if I'm not doing that, I'm at least sending something to take Dionysus so I don't have to backtrack.
Well, you've actually got a couple of options. I mean, one thing is a ground package can do it. But the other thing, of course, is you can land away a Razor Bill.
Yeah.
So go to Beacon, but send a Razor Bill to Dionysus.
So they currently they're in a bit of a dilemma. Strategically, Beacon, Duessa, Igneous Bell Tempest makes sense. It's nearby, it works. Logistically, they need to go back to Dionysus at some point, or they're going to keep having... They need to hit Odrasir and Dionysus at some point. Odrasir will give them flares, turrets for their flares. And Dionysus will give them AWACS. So they have to make a decision between taking a constant kind of debuff to their spotting capabilities from not having AWACS, or they take the cost and time sink of going back around Socrates to go take them. They can mostly ignore Socrates. It's just ground vehicles.
I was worried for a moment there because Bred went out on deck and he wasn't moving, and I thought I was doing a dad taxi moment. But he appears to be engaged with the game, so he is still with them. It's a bit of a dilemma they find themselves in. At least they've taken Beacon with this stationary now. I hope they're not trying to do a torpedo campaign to take Cerebus. And
I do apologize. They're currently doing a torpedo campaign to take Cerebus.
Team 2 is getting a 3 torpedo laden Albatross, getting fairly close to being able to spot them and do something with those torpedoes.
Yeah, they don't have much to go and intercept them, do they?
No, they have a single Albatross
yet.
as far as I can tell.
Though, I mean, 1 Albatross to 3
Never mind.
torpedoes, it'll hurt.
I stand corrected. Someone finally did their logistics correctly and they've taken the trade for more Albatrosses over a Manta. We've got 4 Albatrosses on deck and a Razorbill.
Well, that's that's sensible choices. I wonder
That's a very sensible choice. You've still got a Razorbill to flare escort the Albatrosses. Okay, it's not really a flare escort. It's going to be this has flares in a last-ditch attempt. But the Albatrosses will give them the ability to get their air operations back underway as quickly as possible.
We've got some comments by Trench in the chat. He says he's curious to see what Purple's response will be to a low stock of aircraft. I think he's talking about Team 2. I guess I've probably made that mistake already. Unfortunate loss to that yellow Team AWACS. That radar equipment will be difficult to replace. So that is talking about Team 1 there with the...
Yeah, Team 1.
You want to be left of centre line, guys, when you come in. Otherwise it will go around. And someone's going, wait, big vertical tack screen. And yep, that is...
TAC Ops.
TAC Ops, which is Bredroll's doing. So it is a mod indeed. It is currently Point is sat down in the hangar bay in a special bay that Bred has set up for.
Yep. Yeah, it's just here in the hangar bay. It's pretty neat.
Pretty useful.
Yeah. The only downside is that you get the outside audio instead of the inside audio, so it's a bit louder down here.
You're riding as passenger in a petrol by the looks of it, Kazzik?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the fuel tank so I don't interfere with anything. Just watching him get shot at while his virus seal is happily swinging underneath. He's very controlled on his triggers.
So...
Is this Ledendus? No, it's not Ledendus. Who is it?
I believe it is.
No, it's YOLO who is flying it.
So I'm just going to very quickly respond to Trench's stuff. So I think you've missed some of the earlier match. Blue team is down, Team 1 or purpley blue is down 6 airframes to Yellow's 4. Yellow may have lost an AWACS, but Blue is at a bit of a dilemma. Blue team has lost 2 AWACSes to operational or enemy action, and they haven't taken their local utility island, so they're going to have to go back around Socrates at some point to try and get that, or they're going to have to take a debuff to spotting capability. Yellow team definitely has the initiative currently in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Team 1 appears to be going for Cerebus, which, at this stage, is all very well having the F-Frame Island and the heavy munitions island, but what are you going to buy those things with?
Yeah, it doesn't... It's kind of like a... Yes, it makes sense logistically, but doesn't make sense strategically. You need finances first.
Oh, someone doing a land away.
I don't know why.
Whereabouts are they, Kazzik? Can you see them on your map?
Trissa on the beach. And that may have been interference by me because I was still in the thing. He jumped out expecting it to go to auto.
Ah, okay.
Up, torpedo attack has commenced in the southwest.
Could I get a view of that from Kazzik?
Currently showing Kazzik's view.
From the southwest, they are aimed away but not moving. And Bobcat just launched about 5 kilometers away.
So I'm guessing they're under radar.
they would have nails, but of course they're not focused on.
No, they're not under radar. They're at 400.
The torpedoes is on radar, but well, the radar's on. The aircraft never ducked into torpedo range. They just did a torpedo. They're doing torpedoes. Sorry, they're doing radar sweeps currently on a
Okay,
Team 1.
they were beyond 10 kilometers, I think. Well,
Yeah,
maybe right at the edge.
Right at the edge. Team 1 appears to be doing radar sweeps currently to try and
Fred
figure
has
out
seen
what's
the
going on.
incoming torpedo.
They've dropped it at an angle where it's very easy to evade on Team 1's part.
You just progress around the island, but it's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah, but also it's directly astern of them, so any kind of decoy or countermeasure will easily redirect that.
Yeah, torpedoes just reappeared. They are cruise missiling by the looks of it. Is that Nexus doing that? Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of noisemakers, one's out in the water.
Speaking of Nexus, is that Nexus Cam? Nexus Cam. Oh, we can't see. It's very hard to do this from. Very hard to do that from the ship's camera.
Miss, unfortunately.
They are looking at ordering a Manta, but I'm not sure if they have the funds. There's Nexus. At least they have got. So they're arming up some albatrosses with IRs. They might be about to launch a strike, which is optimistic when they don't have a target.
What, Team 1 or
Team 1?
I mean, a couple of AA aircraft, an IR aircraft.
Well, it might be anti-shipping, actually. They might.
Yeah, it's probably anti-shipping.
So we've got a noisemaker out. Although...
Also, for some reason, they sent the noisemaker directly down the throat of the torpedo. So
I was going to say, I mean, they could have used it, couldn't they? They could have sent the noisemaker towards Cerebus and used Bob's torpedo.
yeah,
for
as long
their
as
own
you launched late.
Bob
But it's currently out the cone, so it's going to hit them.
They are absolutely, ignoring that noisemaker.
Carrier's underway.
Got another
It's
petrol
interesting.
now, by the look of it.
They're definitely drip feeding the torpedoes. They've just launched the second one very far away.
Not quite. That's going to have no effect at this point in time.
Well,
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that you launch all of them in a single strike, and if you get hits, then you're going to get a lot of hits.
it depends on the purpose. They might just be wanting to psych Team 1 out.
I mean, launching from different directions would make more sense doing that.
Doing 20-something% damage to your hull would be a psych out.
Yeah. If you want to keep the team on their toes, launching from different directions makes more sense.
They're aiming to beach the torpedo by tucking around the island.
And Thumble, I think you need to put away the port. It's making you choke.
I'll have you know, I'm not drinking any port whatsoever.
Okay, starboard.
Yeah. I've got to have some drink, otherwise what am I going to spray out when something unexpected happens?
Cup of tea. I'm already on my second mug. Well, I finished my second mug.
Did they just stop that ship? They just stopped the ship.
Yes.
Yeah, they're waiting patiently for the torpedo to catch up. It'd be more interesting, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
cut over to point of view so he can show us the explosion when it happens.
I mean, actually, I can do that because it's
Run
going to
out,
be.
look down the railing.
I don't think you've got to. Oh no, they're trying to now. Having stopped for a minute, now they've. Oh, the torpedo's just squeaked by. Now they've.
It's gonna hit you in the starboard side pretty good.
Ooh, I see the torpedo wake.
He did a reverse, and it missed. That is actually pretty good.
Oh, well.
Granted, it's gonna catch scent of the barge.
I think it was must have been Jetley did that actually because he's the only view I've not. Oh, Case must have given him instruction, but okay. So we've got some anti-shipping action going on here.
Co-host is currently out of position. I may have fell off the deck.
Oops.
You know, there's a shortcut down there, right?
There is.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Click on the CCTV screen up in the main bridge. It'll teleport you to the chair down here.
Oh, that's cool.
It's annoying if you don't want to be teleported down here.
And there comes some more torpedoes.
But they're all. I don't think they updated their position of the carrier.
Yeah,
so...
the islands in between.
Yeah, the island's very much in between. And that torpedo is now heading off towards Cerberus.
Switching on to Breadcam.
He just scratched the ship. Very
Wow,
good.
they're definitely heading towards the north. The carriers were pretty close there for a while, but now they're, getting farther apart by the second.
At least they killed some ships there.
What's the rough coordinates of Team 2?
Team 2 is roughly 61 kilometers, reverse of 159.
They are just approaching Magma by the looks of it, Team 2.
Yes, southwest of Magma.
Southwest of Magma. Alright, fair enough.
They have done the thing where they went
4
after all
kilometers.
of the easy islands, which means they'll
I'm
have
not
some
quite
money.
sure.
Yeah, it's income.
Okay, yeah, tell Bread's got a few quirks to work out with the mod. Because it's rendering the circle for maximum range of the carrier missiles about 25 kilometers to the right of where it should be. Actually, everything is 25 kilometers to the right of where it should be. What the hell is going on here?
So, Tare in the chat is wondering whether I'm drinking sherry, and the answer is I'm not a 50-year-old lady. Which is a shame, because sherry is delicious, but I'm actually drinking a glass of red wine. There we go, you caught me. I think at this point I need it.
I'm going to stick to my Earl Grey tea. Thank you very much.
Here we go, it is Quirky Bird Shiraz, which is wine of South Africa. So there you go, there you have it. So we have some petrels out by the looks of it. Going and doing some remote caps.
Well, they did a lot of the work in Charissa with the first petrol. There's one turret, maybe at 20% remaining, defending Charissa's compound.
You just do a combat drop into the blind spot. Shouting Geronimo as you go. It's great.
But that will give them extra barges. Magma. Not sure how much stuff is here.
I'm surprised we haven't had a logistical interdiction strike on Team 1, since they cannot get their barges quickly.
It may be on the cards. What do we have? At the moment we've got YOLO doing some stuff in the ship's camera. We've got Ludendus...
Bombill.
Gunbill? Bombill.
Bombill.
Bombill. Over Magma.
Tom Bombadil?
Yep. And we've got Bob and Lenny running around the bridge. They're both in the control screens now. This is that middle part of the game where you're past any sort of early
Well, they took an early
interdictions.
jab, and that backfired, so they're probably a little bit gun-shy about trying to repeat something like that.
Yeah. They are getting a recon aircraft up, though, from the looks of it. It's got their last remaining AWACS on it and a fuel tanks and some AAs.
So, to clarify the point about anybody's confused about yellow versus purple, because yellow versus purple did not work, the game crashed, so we are currently playing blue versus yellow, because we had to restart on a randomized map. So we have Team 1 in blue and Team 2 in yellow.
So just as a note, comparing an experienced team to an inexperienced one, you can tell an experienced team from an inexperienced team by the use of TV missiles, or in Team 1's case, the lack of. They're sending up definitively a scouting aircraft, but they haven't got any TV missiles on it, which they are... Yeah, if you don't have TV missiles, you can't effectively deal with mantas, and a TV missile, as we've seen already in this game, the person with the TV missile wins the engagement every single time here. If you don't have one, you lose, especially with a slow-moving aircraft. Well, anything that isn't a manta, essentially.
So, cyan was originally yellow team, and yellow was originally purple. So, yeah, we have Team 1, and we have Team 2. Even changed the colour of the text to deconfuse things. I think this might be the last yellow versus purple, and in future we might just do PvP. But in this format, which seems to be working. The only thing is it's a bit harder to get an overview in the same way that we had with the spectator mod.
It's much harder.
As I say, I recommended the 4-carrier game, but with only using 2 of the carriers.
Yeah,
We'll talk about it in between now and then.
yeah, we'll figure out what we're doing, but
Yeah.
it's clear that any attempt to do any map editing is just a volatility that can manifest itself later in the just as the game's starting to get interesting, as it was with the first hour or so of the stream, if you guys watch back. So yeah, we're coming up on probably about an hour and 10 minutes or something. What's the clock on, Kazzik?
Yeah, hour 10. Good eye.
So, I just saw a manta. Did somebody launch a manta, or is it a...
Yes, Team 2 did.
Team 1 has their first manta being built up. It's armed as combat air patrol, looks like.
Now, this has 3 light bombs. There's probably some anti-shipping work, Akron, and maybe Bacchus. I don't know if there's a ship up there.
I'm very, very confused as what Team 1 is currently doing with this airframe. They're sending up what appears to be an Albatross, but they've set its altitude to 500 meters. And it's armed with AA weapons. So,
I think it's just meant to be a cap.
yeah, but you wouldn't want to put that at 500 meters, because speed is life and altitude is life insurance. You want to be as high as you can get in an Albi. So if you have to dodge a missile, you can regain your speed as quickly as possible, ready for the next dodge.
Right.
So if you're
See,
low,
bombs away from
yeah,
YOLO player. That's quite a long bomb attack. He got it though.
Paid off, yeah. Nice one.
He's got 2 enemy bandits coming in from Akron.
Okay, let's see what he does with it. YOLO, go.
Well, he's got to get out of dodge. Doesn't even have a gun.
Well, to be fair, if there's other ships around, you don't want to be getting into a gunfight.
That's 2-shielder.
Wonder if there's anything else useful he can do with 2 bombs. And there's another.
Well, like I said, he could go to north to see what's at Bacchus. Nope, they've already commanded it to land. Mission accomplished. George Bush said, we're done.
Yeah. The island doesn't have oil, so move on.
Yeah. Does have barges, though.
Which could be useful. Okay, so, and Ludendus is flying.
someone's on the carrier AAs.
Oops, sorry, I just hit the standby button there. Which we're not. Mercifully, the game hasn't crashed yet, but there's time.
If it does crash, I think we're calling this a victory for Yellow, both on islands and logistical capability.
That's a miss on the ship's AAs there.
Yep, second missile away. I'm waiting for the dreaded return fire of rocket pods from that.
Oh goodness, that's.
I got it. It's dead.
It does have rocket pods on it. Or had, I should say. But yeah, that's your worst nightmare, because you get under the rocket pods, you can't get your AA missiles back online.
There is
It does still have rocket
swordfish.
pods.
There's a swordfish next to Elwood, a 1-shielder.
Drift.
Interesting. It's probably drifted off. Hmm. Interesting.
That's pretty far.
Well, no. If you look at the current, it probably got whipped off from burn.
Yeah, but looking at the depth, it shouldn't be moving at all.
No, it isn't now.
Well, but it's in a spot where it had to move voluntarily to get there.
Look at the currents, though. It's a
Look at the depth. The current doesn't do anything in blue, in light blue.
Yeah. Oh, you get there and you stop.
It's like you hit the edge of where the current is active, and then you'll stop. Maybe it was actively engaged with something for a moment. And
well,
moved to that point.
burn went active when those Team 1's aircraft went past.
Another aircraft coming out to meet our friends on Team 1. AA missile out, but they're in CWIS range of that needlefish. And miss with the AA missile.
It's retracking, though. Retasking. It has missed another aircraft.
Seems to be something wrong with our AA missiles today. Seriously, I've never seen so many AA missiles missed today.
Okay, that did scratch both of them. Like, both of them have been shot down. But now they have a very angry gun needlefish within gun range. So
it's a shame Kazzik can't jump in there and watch the gun firing.
I'd love to.
Okay. Yellow team is still on a shopping trip.
They've got a Razorbill with expended IR missiles. Oh, they just commanded it to land.
ooh, I just watched a 160mm salvo land all around the carrier, pretty much bracketing it.
Well, aim towards the last fall of shot. Steer towards the last fall of shot, I say.
Indeed.
What are you looking at, Point?
He's looking out, literally looking out the side of the carrier. Nearly fell off, actually.
I'm now trying to navigate my way back across the very, very dark hangar deck without any sort of illumination.
And back into TAC ops.
Okay, now I know where I am.
And now they know where the ship is.
I did not want to turn the lights on, but I don't think a yellow aircraft is anywhere nearby, and besides...
No,
I think
they're
you're
not.
right.
Besides, you could see from the the amount of AA missiles going past. But no, there was a 160mm round which landed within about 5 meters of the port of starboard side of Bismarck.
You could strike your match on it as it went past, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah. Might have caught a few shell splinters if they were modelled.
Just noticed we got the Bismarck versus the Musashi, a couple of World War II destroyers on the Axis side.
Please correct that.
Not destroyers, battleships, sorry.
There you go.
Well, I mean, only the biggest battleship ever built.
Well, you get a couple of fedora wearers to argue which one would have won in a fight.
My money's on the Musashi.
My money's on the Musashi.
For anybody who's unaware, the Musashi is the same ship class as the Yamamoto.
Yes.
Yamamoto.
Or was it 18.1
Yamamoto's
inch
the
cannons?
Admiral. It's Yamato.
Yes, and it was like 64,000 tons.
18.1 inch, 9 18.1 inch guns and 3 3-gun turrets. Quite a decent speed, quite a decent armor layout, and 64,000 tons. Yeah.
Oh, we've got a Bob doing a bomb.
It's a
CWIS.
CWIS armed.
It's quite a tricky shot. I'll be impressed if he gets it.
I'm impressed the fact that he started his dive at well over 1,000 meters.
You guys don't dive from like 2000?
Bob doesn't dive.
We've tried to train Bob, but it's impossible.
Yeah, we're just happy we trained him to use the litter box.
I am watching. I don't want to say this game is decided, but it's still going to be very interesting. But I don't see a way Team One is going to come back.
They need income, and they need it now.
Well, they need income, and they needed it about an hour ago.
Well, I think they honestly need. I mean, they have enough albatrosses with enough missiles to kill the enemy carrier.
Yeah.
So they need intel, and they need to get their strike
still go
off.
either way, but
it would require quite some skill on the part of the Team One.
Team One has to get very creative very quickly to have a chance of winning this.
Yeah, we need. They need to have a scout airborne. They need to find the enemy carrier, and then they need some kind of.
They do have a scout aircraft airborne. They've forgotten about it, and it's trending towards an enemy ship.
Oops. Yeah, they need some kind of diversion featuring bioluminescent algae to draw off the enemy's cap as well. Although I don't think the Dennis is using a cap at the moment. So, I mean, if they dropped on
Can I get a view of Team One's deck? What's they doing? What are they doing? What's the captain doing? Because he's
preoccupied with a ship at the moment. With Bred going in to kill a needlefish with an IR missile.
I think he'll get it.
Yeah,
good scratch.
That's a scratch.
But I think the captain's the person typically running all of your air operations and watching over your airframes, and he's currently tunnel visioned on that task. And I really do hope ID-189 does not have AA missiles, because they're going to lose their last recon aircraft very shortly if it does. It unfortunately does. It looks like this aircraft is going down.
Oh dear. Someone should have been watching that.
Oh, luck is on their side.
Luck is on their side.
What is wrong with AA missiles today?
As you said quite earlier, there's something wrong with our bloody AA missiles today.
Yeah. And they still haven't noticed. Another 60 seconds, we'll get another missile shot on that.
It'll be a much more favorable angle for the missile too.
True enough, yeah.
If I remember correctly, the AA missiles, at least on the carrier deck and the swordfish.
Watching. Nobody's watching.
The AA missile actual launchers, I think they're modelled after the earlier Rapier systems.
They look like a Rapier, certainly.
They're not Rapiers, but they look like Rapiers.
That's the last ship at Cerberus, I think.
That's good.
That Albatross is... Oh, they've just
Someone noticed it, and they've noticed how close it is to that ship.
The question is, how soon... Oh, they can't decide when to send it. This is quite entertaining.
South, fast.
It is Cadester who is directing it. It is still under nails. I think we're going to see a missile on this Albatross.
Well, it's got 3,600 distance now. Unless it launches in the next 5 seconds, I think they're in the clear.
No, they're in the clear. My word, that was... Because don't forget it's slant range as well, so if it's got some altitude.
Well, no, it's not altitude. It's at 400.
Yeah.
But they're just passing through about 4,500 now as the ground distance.
Well,
but they're in the
Team
clear.
1 closing in to take their second island, whereas if we can get a view...
Magma is almost done. They're basically at 4.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they're ahead, but they're not like light years ahead.
They're ahead, but
so it's not
the important distinction here is they have 4 islands. They're not that many ahead on island count, but they've taken a 3 shield already, and they've already laid the groundwork to take a few more. Bacchus and Acheron are 2 shields. They have not. They're completely different level of difficulty compared to a 3 shield.
So the interesting thing here is that Ludendus is still doing his PvE. I wonder where he is strike-wise, whether he's thinking about getting strike.
Like Team 2 almost seems to have forgotten that they had the initiative and they had the ISR value. They don't know where. They haven't done any, apart from those torpedo shots, they haven't done any additional recon.
Yeah, it might be nice, especially with the fuel tank mod these days, to just have an aircraft shadowing Team 1 carrier.
They certainly have the airframes and assets to do that. Surprised they haven't. I'll be back momentarily.
I'd like to agree with Point that it's a foregone conclusion. However,
I don't think it's as one-sided as he thinks anymore. It was at first, but that advantage gets negated by inactivity.
Yeah. They should know that they have the advantage, and therefore, well, mind you, they might think, "Oh, we're ahead, so let's keep PvE."
They maybe want to pad it a little bit to consolidate their network and their logistics support.
I mean, Ludendus is a logistician, and that's probably the way he's. You have to be careful as a captain, I think, not to think of things through the eyes of your normal role. I mean, I'm a special ops guy. I look at using a carrier, like, how could I get the carrier to do some special ops? And that's not where I should be coming from. Dare I say it, Kazzik, you as the helmsman, think about how you can keep the carriers safe.
Well, that's one of my jobs.
Yeah. We can rag on Bob and say that he just wants to see how many gun bells he can fly in one game. I'm sure that's not true.
Yeah, well, he does like to fly them, and he's quite good at them.
Yes.
So that's kind of a plus, at least. Let's see. They are definitely going after Bacchus next.
And we're getting the normal Ludendus view of the game, which is the logistics screen.
He's looks like he's sending a petrol to capture that.
Let's have a look. Yeah. I mean, you can task a petrol to take a two-shielder. If the petrol pilot really knows what they're doing. I mean, even if there's a ship, especially now, you take a couple of AA missiles, and that's enough nowadays to kill a swordfish since the missile change. So, as long as the aircraft at the airfield don't take off, you're in good shape. So, Trench is saying that Yellow now has a fleet of diverse aircraft and utility supplies, and looks like a huge lead over the other team. And
but they're not doing anything with it. So
yeah,
I would argue that inactivity basically negates that advantage.
I mean, we've done this before on Grim Reapers. We've lost games before where we joked later that the thing that nearly sank our ship was all of the bombs and mantas we had on it. But it's you need to keep your eyes on where the enemy is, and keeping your eyes on them has the psychological effect of, therefore, okay, well, now we can see them, how we're going to hit them. They've not done any scouting for, what, half an hour at least now?
It's been a while. At least a half an hour. I think the torpedo attack was quite a while ago.
So we have island capture going on, I think. Lenny appears to be...
I'm not sure what they're launching here. It's an Albatross, but we'll see what it's armed with. That never happens. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, stuck seals never happens.
Let's see. Albatross without an AWACS is carrying a fuel tank, 2 AA, and a laser missile. I suspect that is going to be a scout.
Interesting. I wonder where they're taking that.
Nowhere yet.
It might very well be that they've got a barge on its way to them with a...
Actually, it looks like it's going to run patrol between Genetics, Naiades, and Vulcan.
They might be concerned about someone barge sniping them. This is the thing. I mean, both
I don't know.
teams.
Team 2 doesn't have the ability to do barge snipe right now. I mean, I guess all that kind of goes out the window because they know that they've taken an airframe island, so they're probably assuming they've been stockpiling all their money up to that point. Hi, welcome back, Point.
Oh, hello.
We've had a really snarky comment in chat. Someone saying, "Are you keeping all of the mantas and bombs on the carrier to make sure that the weight doesn't make the integer underflow?" That is a very geeky and very snarky comment, and I take it personally.
Though I appreciate the fact that he obviously is a returning viewer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, don't launch the strike, we can't unload the barge. And if you don't understand why,
then go watch YVP number 2.
Yes, although we don't explain it in YVP number 2, we just have an unfolding slow motion train wreck. I'm glad to see that at least this game, this stream appears to be going all right. I'm hoping that we'll see somebody die within the next hour.
That font for the person asking in the chat, that's added by Revolution.
Yeah, I believe Bredroll took a painstaking amount of time to draw each letter individually.
Yes, because this is bread. This is the human condition for bread. I will create a font in CC2 from scratch.
Well, I've got another. I'm on my. I think this is my 4th cup of tea, actually.
Yeah, look at that. Bobcat's in the petrol, gonna go take Bacchus by himself.
Well, seriously, I'm looking forward to the Grim Reapers video we'll do by the end of the year, where we get to look at the our favourite clips from the year, because I'm definitely gonna do a clip of Bob being Bob, and it's rather good. Looking forward to using that one. Bob is also looking at this petrol and noticing that Kazzik is flying it.
I hopped out. Ooh,
Yeah.
there's a missile incoming.
Oh! Guessing there's a ship there.
Alright, I guess
Well,
I can't be in any units
He's
at all.
going to do it again, though. This particular clip of Bob is one where he decides to take on a 3 shield in a seal with no weapons. And he's about to take on a 2 shield in a seal with no weapons.
So Cerberus is finally clear. So,
Switching over. Ah, excellent. Looking back to what's going on with Team 1. Question is,
yeah,
what do
so
they do
I
next?
missed most of this engagement, but there was appears to have been a massive ground battle and a very, very luckily timed danger close cruise missile to get the last 2 units.
This is going to be one of those things, isn't it? People watching this game back who took part in it, thinking, "Oh, I want to see how they use my perspective to make it look exciting." And it's like, well, we've jumped in. The trouble with these games is so much goes on at the same time that you can only look at the big picture.
So, Cerberus is turning blue for me on the map.
Oh,
And
Ed.
they shouldn't know that, Bredroll.
okay. You guys want a little interesting update from the land of the living? My chair is broken.
Oh, right.
2 of the... It's one of those office chairs, kind of cheapy office chairs with, you know, a double wheel bogey on each thing, like 5 legs or whatever.
Yes.
One of the wheel bogies has just split.
Great. Well,
So, lovely.
you can have to sit on the floor or
Well, no,
or
the
stand.
chair still works, just can't move it around as much, and it kind of leans towards wherever that is. It's quite annoying.
You have to decide which direction you want to. Oh, you can get one of your textbooks and whack it underneath.
Well, I don't have textbooks. Oh, I got a Star Trek encyclopedia. I think that'll do it.
You don't have textbooks. Aren't you a student?
Well, no, 'cause online.
Oh.
Thumble. Students nowadays use these electronic devices instead of books.
About a third of my lecture halls, it's people with tablets and laptops now.
Jeez, I
The
took all my
people with the laptops and the styluses know what they're doing.
You're definitely showing your age.
Yeah, it really was. I forget how many hundreds of pounds I spent on textbooks in my day. And all my notes were paper notes. I had to write out by hand because lecturers wanted you to write instead of listening to them.
Oh, I still got to make notes. I still make paper notes, but just all the resources I need are online.
So we've got a Vice saying, Tara, you're writing a lot. Writing a lot. I've got to read it all. Okay.
Interesting view here from the opening in the side. Granted, the elevator's going up, but they're attacking the island right in front of me.
Ooh. That's quite neat. It's always entertaining with the old petrol hanging under, petrol swinging a wrecking ball underneath it. I do wonder if you can kill ground vehicles with it. I've definitely got a manta kill in an unarmed petrol. Someone came at me with a manta. I was flying a petrol and I killed them with the seal I had underneath.
Well, I'm wondering if it would. I don't know if it would damage the vehicles or more like just push them out of the way.
It's Ledenda's in the chin gun. Oh, we've got 2 aircraft airborne. That's why. We've got YOLO flying this, and Bob is off somewhere. Bob is in a manta.
So has Team 2 got any defences on Vulcan? Do we know?
Stand by. I will run back to the screen and check.
Because currently I've got a Team 1 aircraft making a recon aircraft with 2 fuel tanks, 2 AAs, and no TVs making a beeline for Vulcan.
At Vulcan, yes, there is an Cap Albatross in the area.
Well,
though it doesn't have a TV missile, it has a laser missile instead. And they're actually retasking it right now.
Could this be the perfect moment, like a perfect missed opportunity from both sides?
I'm looking at that and thinking, look, special ops. I mean, come on. Come on.
It's a straight shot.
I mean, yeah, it's up the threat axis.
It's not
but-
really special if it's like you can see it from the deck of the carrier.
I mean, have they got any turrets on that island?
Yes.
Alright, looks like we're about to see an air-to-air engagement.
Single Sea Whiz.
Ooh, dear.
Looks like we've got an air-to-air engagement about to take place.
Excellent.
There's a seal
Alright.
I can commandeer to watch from.
Well,
Ledendus is now beefing up the
Team 2
defences.
notice? Oh, that's a full cap aircraft. That doesn't have any AWACS on it.
Yes.
So they've got nails.
Abstay is making it. Looks like he's making a kind of run in of some description. Nope, they're just spotting for now. It's both,
I'm
neither side is committing to
watching them both, and they're both kind of like, I think we'll just hurl some mean words at each other internally.
Yeah, I'm not sure if. Well, I can't tell for Team 2, but I don't think they know. Oh, they must know now.
Well, they can
that
see
they're
each other.
clearly beelining.
Bobcat and Lenny Boy are in there, and
Yeah, they're below 3 kilometers. They're within visual range. They're gonna start taking shots.
Ooh, we've got a dogfight. Who's flying it?
missile one.
Missiles
One from each.
and blue losers.
That is a kill for
Lenny.
But Lenny. Yeah.
So, the thing to note here is the Team 1 has no AWACSs remaining, and
Excellent.
they don't currently have the ability to replenish them.
Yeah, Team 2 doesn't really know that though.
Yeah, Team 2 doesn't know that, but that's going to severely degrade Team 1's spotting capabilities for the rest of this game.
So the question here for Team 2 is, where did that aircraft come from, and shall we have a look? Surely it's got to be. I mean, they're doing no scouting at the moment.
And their instant response is run back to the carrier. We've just
Interesting.
shot down an enemy. We shouldn't investigate. Let's run back to the carrier. We
Mind
need that
you-
one missile rearmed.
They have another aircraft, possibly the intended scout, coming on station. So
And still, you have three.
I mean,
3 weapons. So you only used one.
yeah, if it's just a spare comp, what's its fuel level like? Fine. They're fine with fuel.
85%. I mean, it's got a
Yeah,
fuel tank
they
to
should
fly.
be keeping that airborne as combat air patrol. Unless
Or
you
if
have an
nothing else-
urging... Unless they have a lack of albatrosses and need to retask it to some other scouting mission. There's no reason to bring it
guess
back.
this is Ledenda's
Possible that
flying.
they're bringing it back to
Well,
rearmament with the carrier strike package.
Bredroll and Jaeger Monkey are going to avenge that albatross with a cap aircraft. A proper cat manta, all singing, all dancing with an AA and a TV.
Ooh, this
And
could be
flares.
interesting. And it's got a torpedo if all else fails.
Yeah.
Switching to breadcam. We got a target. And the question is he going to fire right away? He's going to
Fox
TV.
3?
Are we calling TVs Fox 3s these days?
Well, we call them Fox 3s, even though they're probably more apt to be called Fox 1s. We don't talk about it.
Got the crazy spiraling. Oh, come on.
Come on, guys.
Don't play with your food, Bread.
And miss.
Oh, dear. Where's the cannon as well? He's only got the missile, so he's got to get a tail shot now.
They
Oh, no.
definitely
Did
have...
they get a maneuver kill?
No, it's still alive.
It's just disappeared.
No, they got a maneuver kill.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
Well,
never mind.
I saw
Though
the X's
Bobcat's
mine.
coming in with the one that was running back to the carrier. Bobcat's coming back in with 1 AA missile.
Oh,
Alright,
and he's got
so-
a laser missile as well, though.
Okay, good luck with that.
And they may... He's got a diamond. Oh, what's he doing? He's flying into a Sea Whiz is what he's doing.
Yeah, the Seawiz turret on the island is going to be
He's got a
quite
missile on
dangerous. It's
Bob.
shooting at him. And Bob's got a
Oh,
missile on
and
him
that's-
and got him.
Scratch on
Oh, that's good.
They scratched each other.
Bob. Oh, my goodness. Really?
Yes.
Dear, oh dear.
Yep, I get no aircraft here.
Well, I just watched it happen. I jumped in this old virus seal that they left here, using it as a mobile camera.
They put an actuated camera on it.
No, it's got a driver's camera though.
So I'm just updating the score sheet for who's lost what so far.
Oh, we have lost Nexus's feed.
Let me check. I believe he has had to go. He is no longer in Discord.
Yeah.
We are hitting the 3-hour mark in about 5-10 minutes.
Well, overall, not in this game.
Yeah. Not
In this game, we're at about 140.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting late for the Brits.
It is indeed. Well, I haven't actually been in their voice chat yet, so I might go and do that.
Yep. Do you want a quick readout of who's lost what so far?
Go ahead.
So, Blues lost 4 Albies, 3 Razorbills, and a Manta so far. And Yellow has lost 2 Razorbills, 4 Albies, and a Petrol.
And a seal.
I'm only counting aircraft
Oh
losses.
god, just saw what Ledendus has got. He's got wall-to-wall mantas on deck, which means he's going to try.
I
and
don't
kill...
know. They've lost 2 seals actually.
He's going to go and try and kill them with mantas, even though he doesn't have heavy munitions yet. This is going to be a long game if he doesn't.
Yeah. Also, I have been subdividing them into what kind of category. And so far, Yellow has managed to lose an Albatross to every single kind of action. They've lost 1 to neutral, 1 to an operational accident, 1 to enemy action, and then 1 to quotation marks enemy action, aka that maneuver kill.
Right. Well, they are loading up with light bombs, which, honestly, you'd be better off with IR missiles than light bombs.
Well, no, if you're doing light bomb, what he
Well-
should be doing is putting the light bomb center pylon.
Yeah.
That's what Team 2 is doing.
Yeah, looking at the Dender shot.
And yeah.
Do we know what a Team 1 arming up? Are they looking at doing a strike, do you think, Point?
They don't have the intelligence to do that. It's
Viewers, he's not talking about the smarts of the person. He's talking about gathering information about your enemy's location.
yeah. They don't have any ISR on the enemy carrier. Launching a strike at this point is pointless. Bearing in mind they haven't had contact with the enemy, and the direction of attack so far, they could likely infer the enemy carrier is in the north end of the map, but they have no idea on anywhere in this massive region, and there's just far too much uncertainty to safely launch a strike in that.
Massive? That's not really massive.
Okay, well, it's not really massive, but they don't have AWACS. They don't have AWACS, and they don't have Termi. So, I mean, a 5-island search radius could be done, but not before you run into combat air patrols and AWACS, and you'll start taking in attritional losses.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and thinking that this is interesting. Their Team 2's carrier is heading south again, so they've got the seal near Bacchus, I think. Oh no, it's not there anymore. But I think they've given up on Bacchus.
So interestingly, the actual scoreboard for aircrafts is now about even. It's 8 losses to blue, 7 to yellow.
Yellow's definitely ahead in terms of islands, but I thought they had a Team 1 over a barrel, but the trouble is that no one has intel on the other carrier yet.
Well, I said it before, with inactivity, that advantage goes away.
Yeah. You have to, once you have the advantage, you have to keep pressing it, or at least doing something with it. And Yellow, okay, they sent a harassing aircraft with some torpedoes, which achieved not much.
Oh.
And
got an aircraft pushing north.
Yellow team's proving the definition of insanity right now by sending another cap aircraft over to Vulcan. But they have stuck an autocannon on it this time.
I wonder if they're actually playing for the we're going to have more islands than the other team, so we're going to win when you call it by time.
It's a valid strategy. I did tell them that at the beginning.
So they might be thinking they're a half hour away from victory if they just keep this up.
I mean, if we do call it, they would be. Can I get a view of Kazzik? Can you get me a view of the map, please? So I can just look over your shot. I can.
How's that?
Yeah, that'll do. I'm trying to figure out what they've got. So.
Most of the north.
Most of the north.
He's going for yet another island.
They're working on Charissa and Bacchus.
Yeah.
Bacchus had an attack that failed, and I guess they lost that virus seal later.
Yeah,
wasn't watching though. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago.
So, just as a thing, I've just noticed it in the chat. Yellow team would like a substitute, but we've been streaming for quite some time, so it's no. I think. Trying to think about where Yellow team would go for their heavy munitions, and they'd have to go to Tokamak.
Yeah, the two heavy munitions are pretty close to each other, Cerebus and Tokamak, both 3 shields.
What's coordinates of
Got a missile being fired at Genetics.
Oh.
From Genetics. That's
right.
probably on.
So just watching this, there is a blue Team 1 aircraft over Genetics, and if they continue on their current course, they're going to smack bang into Team 2.
That looks like somebody's in that camera as well. Probably jet layers. We can't see. his
Oh,
point of
yeah,
view.
they've got eyes on. Jaeger has eyes on Team 2. Team 1 now has a fix on where they are. In fact,
And now
actually,
they
it's
have
on map.
nails.
It's on
We
map,
should
torpedo in the water.
See if they notice anytime soon.
They literally just fired a missile at something as well. I wonder what that was.
Up, they have launched a couple missiles at the enemy invader.
They're turning hot. No, Bread's breaking away.
They've got a TV missile in the air currently, Team 1.
I think they're going after that air unit, which
what
is a petrol yellow player in command.
Well, bad news for him.
They missed on the first swing. They come back around. Oh, near miss on
Manta just got scratched.
Yeah.
Well, damaged. And petrol's
They
gone.
got him. Ooh, it looks like they were strafing the, I don't know, you might be able to tell me a better point, but were they strafing the command center?
I think they were.
No, they never got close enough to do that. They have just been lost.
They know where the carrier is now. So does that mean... Well, they've just ordered more albatrosses.
So that Manta loss, one, didn't make sense to me there. They had plenty of time to pull back and run. That's probably going to hurt them because they're going to need something to flare escort their strike. And blue team is... Their monetary situation is really hurting them now.
But you can't... They've lost it. Oh, they're going for
They
a
are
launch,
launching
though.
a strike.
Well, at least we get some excitement.
Actually, it's going to be a fairly effective strike as long as they can pull this off correctly. 3 heavy bomb albatrosses and a heavy bomb Manta.
Not quite enough to sink a carrier, but close.
Certainly enough to put a big dent in it. So Team 2 does that torpedo yet?
Team 2 is going to eat a torpedo.
And Team 2 doesn't know where they are.
Nope. They have a countermeasure out from the 45 seconds, and it duped.
Yeah.
Torpedo just in time.
Capture is going ahead now at Clarissa.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a moot point at this juncture because they've clearly been spotted. They should be
somewhere else,
either
fast,
setting up
yeah.
defenses or moving. And
We've got
I don't know,
an
thinking about it,
east.
I would move southwest. Granted, I have a little bit more information than they do, but
What
I would
kind of
use
island
those.
is Burn? Is it how many shields is it? Do we know?
It's a 4. It's the only 4 on the map.
So the question is, which way do you go? Do you go the...
So, Team 1's strike is going north of Socrates and north of Socrates, over Dionysus, over Elwood.
Oh, that's quite smart, actually. That's the way to go. As long as you don't hit
Shortest distance and away from enemy territory. The only thing is, they're straying a bit close to the north of Socrates, and I think they're going to start... If they don't move a little bit more north, they're going to have some catching AAs, I think.
Yeah.
The other thing is that this is a green crew. They have experienced members, but they're not trained together. And they now have to pull off a very well coordinated time on target strike and escort it with that singular Manta.
It's a tough ask.
They do have Bredroll, so he would know of this strategy, I hope.
And they've got a couple more albatrosses coming on stream, and they've got weapons for them.
Yeah,
I think the lettering is changing while the island is getting turned.
Yeah, that's what my thing is. So we'll put that to Brad.
So Brad needs to put a look into that because that's 100 seconds of look, we're over here.
Okay, the question is, where is Ledendus going to go now? The carrier appears to be on the move. Ledendus is doing
Also, so just as a thing just to reply to Tahari in chat, just as a thing, you can tell what missiles are coming after you. IRs are slow, AAs are fast, and they both leave trails. TV missile doesn't draw a trail on the map. Just don't know why. It just doesn't. But you can use that to kind of determine what's coming after you. You can also, as Trench says, TVs are slower and frequently curl and move around quite a lot. And depending on what you're doing, depending on what you're fighting, you kind of have a decent guess of what that missile might be.
Sorry to interrupt. Interrupt point, but we do have a scout now closing in on from Team 2, closing in on. Oh, they're coming in at low altitude. A scout coming in from Team 2 towards Team 1 carrier.
Right. I do actually have a thing I can look in. Are they due north?
It's a Manta and it's got AA missiles,
Northwest.
which could be bad news for any.
They have nails now.
The trouble is they don't have radar support, so spotting those albatrosses might be difficult.
I'm wondering if I can see it from the seals they left on the
Missile
island.
away.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I'm watching
That's
this
a
engagement.
dead albatross. Yep. You will know there's a strike inbound.
And you
I've
might
seen
find it
strobes ahead.
and run up its tailpipe with its second missile.
Oh, that's bad news. He's diving.
Nah, he's found him.
Yeah. He's getting on that albatross's tail. That's another dead albatross, I think.
Has he got a gun?
Negative. He's got. Oh, that's a miss. He's got a bomb though. I think somebody jumped in control of that one. Yeah, it's a good split S. Or Indelman. I always forget which one's which.
That's a split S. A 180 roll and then pull back on a stick until you're facing the other direction and level.
Okay, Bob has spotted that raid.
Immelman's the climb and then turn and roll, correct?
Well, Immelman's vertical.
Yeah.
Then you rotate to your new heading and then pull back and then level.
Yeah.
To whatever heading you want. Whereas the split S is 180.
Yeah.
So that was well spotted there by Bob. No radar assist on that.
He's currently being chased off by Bredroll, the gun.
Now he's probably looking for Mother to see where they came from.
Breadcam. Can we get Breadcam? Bread is angry. Bob is pulling away there.
Bob is beelining with his light bomb.
Bread needs to pull off, and I think he has just.
He just did.
Because he needs to escort those strikes into the carrier.
He can catch up to them though, so that's a little bit. Yeah. So they are heading toward Elwood. Team 2's carrier is the Musashi.
Quite interesting to hear the team comms at this point in time.
Bob is very close to the swordfish, well within danger zone.
Well, little does Team 1 know that Team 2's carrier is sailing right into where the strike is, or they're also launching their cap aircraft. So this could
be a massacre.
Yes, it could.
Another aircraft did just get airborne, and it's an AA only Albatross.
Oh, blue aircraft is starting to show up.
Blue aircraft.
All right.
Go in and do some bombing quickly before that cap gets airborne.
Those two aircraft have grouped up, and Bredroll is screaming up behind them to catch up. They are trying their best.
Yeah.
I'd be really interested in hearing the GCI call outs right now.
Well, for the purpose of our viewers, I can always
go ahead and pop in. Just don't say anything.
010.
Okay.
Copy 010.
Okay, Cadester's giving them the bearing.
I can see a flashing light at 346. I don't think that might be them. Well, 346 from me. Yep, visual on the carrier. Okay, let me go. Let me try and catch up with each other, and I will provide you with further cover if I can.
Okay. I'm assuming that's Bredroll and the Manta.
Copy that.
Breadcam. There we go.
Careful, I've lost visual in you.
He's behind.
Missile.
Missile's coming
is
up.
out.
Manta
Flares are being
destroyed.
fired.
Deploying
and
flares.
Decoy.
Go for the
Flares
target.
took it.
Go for the target.
Go, go,
Just
go.
in time,
Second
as he
missile
is
out.
often
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
known to do. Ooh,
another
another
missile
set of
coming up.
flares.
Oh.
Ooh,
Dislocated.
Ooh.
That's
Come
close.
on, guys.
They're
they're
going
firing
hard.
too close together. The flares have not dissipated. They're wasting missiles at this point.
Brett's going
Oh,
in for
that
the
one got a
bombing
kill.
Bomb out. Bombs out.
And
away,
another
on the
one,
way.
but he got his bombs
Oh, God,
away. They
yes.
did hit.
Good hits.
Pretty
Good
strong
hits.
effectiveness.
7 hits. 7
done,
hits.
guys.
Damn, they got me.
Yep.
7
Carries about
hits.
60%
Everyone
health.
did.
We got another Albie going in.
7 hits for the loss of 2 Albies and 1 Manta.
So, did some damage. What state is the carrier in at the moment?
About 60 or so percent.
It's better than nothing. It's
Again, they took 7 heavy bomb hits.
and there's the
Out of a
that's-
possible 13. Wait, not 13.
What you're
11.
looking at here, Kazzik, is quick reaction alert. This is why you have a cap airborne. This is the reaction to that strike that was just coming in.
Yes.
This is
So-
how quickly your reaction aircraft will get airborne. Go ahead, Point.
So I'd just like to point out, Team 2 has done... Both teams are doing an admirable job of defense and attack in this. This is really close. The defender is not quite prepared, but they did their best, and the attacker is again out of position but doing their best once again.
Okay, we've got another
And
bomber going
this bomb attack did eliminate the rear starboard sea whiz.
Okay, there's a bomber coming in then, Kazzik. So,
Ooh, from what angle I can watch?
port side abeam.
Port side, port half quarter, I'd say.
Well, their
Looking at
reaction aircraft is in the air.
Well, better do something quickly.
I'm not seeing it.
Angels 2. Oh, sorry. Angels 2.
Oh, very, very low, very low. It got smashed.
Hits,
Oh,
hits.
look at that!
Oh, you're gonna love this recording.
Oh,
we were
that
watching.
was-
We were watching it. That was
Sorry, I moused over that. What's the altitude of that? 20 meters. Okay, yep, that's a wave top attack.
that was.
Yeah, he
quite-
was
quite
below the deck.
impressive.
I was looking up in the air.
Oh, I just saw that on the stream. That was nice.
Okay. No time to get complacent though, because we've got a counter strike coming probably. Blue team there are some more bombers going out. I mean, if they get those bombers through, it could be.
Interesting.
So,
Looks like
Team
Yellow's put
2
their hold on deck for
Does
this
Team
Manta.
2 know where Team 1 is?
Yes, Bob just
Yes.
found them.
Alright, so Team 2 is now in a dilemma. They either defend and...
Oh my god, you can manipulate the wreckage. Sorry.
Yeah, you can. Team 2 is stuck in a dilemma. They can either defend or attack. They can split their firepower and do both, but less.
Now,
If you're going to attack, put all of your assets into attack.
Yeah,
You don't
That-
half-ass an attack. You just
that is-
full send.
that is typical point.
now
Yeah. There's
the
no-
thing that we're looking at Team 1 doing here right now, though, is that they're sending albatrosses up the threat axis to an alerted enemy. I would honestly be sending them a different route.
Well, so
It
Team
could be a
1
massacre.
has almost killed them, and Team 1 probably knows that there's a counter-strike coming. So it's kind of the who kills who first. This is the situation both teams find themselves in. It's mutually assured destruction. It's whoever's going to get who first at this point. That's why Team 2's got the choice of either launching their attack or breaking contact, going defensive, and putting up as much cap as possible. You don't really want to do both.
This is turning out to be quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, this game has really turned around. Scoreboard is currently 13 aircraft lost on blue side and 8 to yellow.
I'm hearing 160 shells going out.
Must be trying to rapidly clear Oger, sir.
I think they are. There's a couple of ground units that they are blowing up.
Now, here's the interesting thing,
And-
though. Ludendus has a bunch of mantas, but he's got AA missiles on them. So is he going to try and win this defensively? It's a bit of a...
Team?
I mean, he has the air. He doesn't know it, but he does have the aircraft supremacy. He has superior airframes. He has more mantas. He has
Thing is, though,
mostly mantas over than albatrosses.
He has
So
the
he can
capacity to build
happily win the
aircraft.
air-to-air duels.
He could have been building albatrosses, and he could have been putting IR missiles on them.
Yeah. I'm watching ID 468 Albatross. It's dodged a missile at Socrates, gone north, and is now dodging. It's now about to dodge a missile at Burn. Also, Jaeger is. I'm going to say he's an excellent wave top attack pilot. He's currently at 40 meters, screaming along the on the water.
Okay, that is... Yeah, that lead aircraft there, definitely, that you're looking at point. Oh, the north one there's got nails off the... Yeah, the swordfish.
He's got a miss.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw that coming. Yeah, he strayed way too close to that island.
But they're now on
Bobcat
AWACS.
and Lenny Boy have just launched at ID 464. Missed.
miss.
Return fire.
Switching to Bobcam.
They got him. Ooh, it did get one missile in retaliation off at the last
did.
second, but it missed.
I think that was an escort albatross, though. Bob's...
That was the old Cap aircraft.
Oh,
He's attacking another one. He's attacking 470. And
Nice.
splashed
Flash,
it.
good defense. This is
So-
trouble.
So this is point where I would disagree with you. You said you can either do one or the other. I think you can do both because, I mean, Sun Tzu basically says, hey, listen, you can be invincible if you do nothing but defend, but you cannot win if you do not attack.
Yeah, makes sense.
And that is absolutely true. So you have to attack.
It's kind
The
of
question is, do you attack with 100% or less than 100%?
it's kind of your ratio of forces of what you do. To be fair,
Yes.
you don't ever want to half-ass an attack. You don't want to split a 50-50 defense attack. It would be more like 80 attack, 20% defense.
Okay, we've got
That I think is situational.
We've
It's
only got
situational.
2 missiles left here on yellow team against this incoming aircraft.
And
Those
they have
two-
fired one,
fired
and it looks
one.
like it's under human
that's
control,
flash.
but
lost.
it got destroyed. and
Um,
they have quickly eliminated a large group of forces on the way.
yeah, so we're
we'll see.
currently at a. We were about 10 aircraft to 8 at the start of this engagement. We're now at 17 to 8. Blue team has
But-
sustained a 2-to-1 loss ratio, and they're somehow still in the fight.
But that's because they've got hits on carrier, whereas
Yeah.
yellow team has yet to do that. I mean, this comes back to the point I was saying, which is that you said that first wave of Albies got away with it because of the surprise factor. You can't send a second wave of Albies up the same threat axis
Yeah.
because they're going to meet exactly what these ones just met. If
You can. Okay, I'd argue you can send an Albie up the same threat axis if you're defending it with a Manta, which they are not.
Or
If you
to a
had
degree.
a defense asset, you could, but they didn't.
The other thing we have here is we have Ludendus using his albatrosses as cap, and he's keeping his mantas back for carrier attack. Whereas I would honestly suggest doing the other way round. We've seen the damages that Albies can do if they can get through.
Well, if he's only fighting albatrosses, having albatrosses as his cap platform isn't much of an issue. Also, so the massive
carry-
difference between the two commanders here. Ludendus has been constantly moving throughout this game. Wherever he can, he's moving. He's taking islands. He's doing something. Team 1's just sat here. Economically, they are in a hole, and I don't think they can get out of it at this point.
Well, I mean that advantage is getting more substantial now that they've done not quite a turkey shoot, but they have a significant higher number of air kills.
Yeah. Blue team has lost more albatrosses to enemy action than yellow team has lost overall. That's direct enemy action.
And yet, where's the strike from Team 2?
again, maybe they're waiting for you to call time here in 7 minutes, and
Well,
they're capping islands, which I mean they're taking their 7th right now.
so I'm going to put it to a vote with with you guys, the three of us here. Do you want to continue and see a carrier kill, or do we want to end it at 2 hours?
I think we should play it out at this point.
So you should throw something out in chat, but something along the lines of, "Hey, I'm not going to call time if any carrier is under 50%."
Okay.
And that would motivate them to either make a
So,
kill or.
all right. So, should I type that up? Message from studio.
Yeah.
We will not call match end
They just lost a fire spots
due to time. So we will not call match end due to time if either carrier is under 50% health.
And for the record, they're at 38.6% right now, and recovering.
Okay, there you go. Because if you'd asked me half an hour ago, I'd have said, sure, cool time. But now, Team 1 has really turned it around, and it's got very interesting, and I want to see where this goes.
Well, it's almost like they've, scored a tying goal, and now we need overtime to decide the winner. If nothing else changes, the time they'll be at 50% here in like 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah. I'm tempted to put in chat. Consider the situation thusly: it's overtime of the World Cup match. I don't know. Nah, never mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
I can't be asked. I can't word it. I could read YouTube chat for a moment.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 minutes from now.
I like how Tari's suggested in chat of repairing up to 49.9%.
Well, I mean, if they chose to do that,
it won't be indefinite. There is a reasonable time. You're probably about right, Tari. About another 30-45 minutes. Because if no one's killed each other at that point, we probably will call it. Because yellow definitely wins logistically. Oh, Thumble walked off to go type a message in chat.
There we go, encouragement. Right. Okay, viewers, valued viewers, I hope you're all enjoying. We have 13 people watching, so we have a devoted audience.
Oop, we have yellow aircraft spotting the blue carrier.
Yep. We have blue carrier closing in for...
I'm wondering what Blue's orders are now, because they're closing with the enemy.
Oh, man, I just realized. So a while ago, when Ludendus was launching drip-feeding torpedoes at the Bismarck, we had the German drip-feeding torpedoes at the Bismarck. That's slightly ironic.
There's two. I see two yellow aircraft down here. One is in front of the Team 1's carrier. One is behind. What's the status of those two? What are we looking at, Kazzik?
The state of these aircraft?
Yeah,
These are strike aircraft. These have
Ooh,
IR
now
missiles.
that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and they have enough cap aircraft in the vicinity that they could use any remaining missiles from them
well,
to damage as well.
Are they armed with IRs?
We're looking at some.
Is the strike aircraft IR based?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool. There's a shield bug just went up.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting to watch.
I will let you know when to run out and get on the deck.
Yeah, we will definitely want some footage of that. I also need to make sure I'm looking from Breadcam.
Oop, missile on Bobcat in a Mansa.
First
2
one
missiles.
Second miss.
He obviously flared and they are both distracted. Keeping those launchers empty is actually very intelligent because they don't reload very
And the
quickly.
shield bug's gone.
Shield bug is gone.
As far as I can tell,
That shield bug got swatted.
yeah. So
How dare
Team
you?
1 does not have
That-
any more munitions.
That was
aboard.
his last missile, though. Oh, he got a missile from the seal in the vicinity, or the swordfish, and it killed him.
Is that
Bob.
what do I write that down as?
That is, well, I mean, distracted by Team 1, but killed by Player 0.
So I'll put that down as the quotation marks enemy action.
Well, it was mixed. He was engaged,
Yeah.
actively being fired at by the other team.
I don't understand why Cadester is moving away from his logistics network and his defences.
And doesn't have any aircraft on board. I think he's going for Dionysus.
I think he's charging the enemy carrier to try to put an end to this, because he probably is worried we're going to call time, and he's going to lose based on logistics.
Well, he's going to get
No,
hit by...
no, he's heading towards Dionysus.
So 45.3% and climbing.
What's spotting Team 1 currently?
Stand by, heading back down.
I can take a look. They're all in aircraft at the moment, as far as
Yes,
I can tell.
strike force. Run
Right, I'll
outside.
be on deck.
And I'm not looking at the shield bug anymore, so...
There is no shield bug, so
Yeah. This is Point Clearius running on deck. What's the strike force doing? Oh, strike force is coming in from starboard
that is
head.
YOLO player with some bombs and getting Sea-Wiz to death. And dodging missiles, though. Ooh, that one veered off and almost killed Lenny Boy in an albatross. Ooh,
Incoming.
missiles away.
One
Big
hit, AA
strike
is
hit.
disabled.
Well,
Oh no,
they're
AA
probably
is
out
operational
anyway.
still.
Next volley coming.
2 hits, center hull. AA is still operational.
The Dendus might actually be about to not win the game by putting this carrier under 50% health.
Yeah.
And an albatross lost.
Wow, that Manta has 2 out of 80 hit points left. Whew.
Is there any more aircraft still airborne that have
Yes,
munitions?
there's an IR missile and 2 light bombs on a Manta that is orbiting the exit vector right in range
Can
of
I
the
have that
carrier.
relative to carrier, please? 'Cause
Right off the nose.
on the
Just
bow.
off
Right, eyes
starboard
on.
bow. Starboard bow.
Assuming it's high
And
right now.
coming in now. About 2 kilometers.
Eyes on.
So here's your less than 50%, I think.
Diving in now. Sea-Wiz opening up.
Ooh, took a hit.
Bombs.
Did not fire the
Starboard
missile, though.
aft. Starboard aft. Weapons
See-
knocked out. So see with some torpedo launcher on.
Well, it looks like he is giving it a wide berth, though.
He's YOLO coming around, back round again. He's got 1 IR missile left, so he's running in again.
Right, eyes on.
Curve shot.
Ooh,
Like it
hit.
went off in the hangar.
It hit, yeah. Again, hit the starboard aft weapons station. So, no effect to carry
And
no further.
somehow
effect.
he got away with 2 out of 80 hit points. That's 2
There's an
mantas.
there's an AA missile that might kill him from prox fuse. Ah,
Nope.
no. Players.
The Dender's still doing island capture. We've got lots of flashing red lights on Caster's, on Team 1's carrier. And there's an AA missile chasing that manta.
Interesting thing, which I think people need
Razorbill
to do
has
more.
AA missiles.
Interesting thing I think people need to do more is to just look out the bridge, because I can see the entire enemy strike wave just sitting out there, all their strobe lights going off our bow.
Well, that's only because you had spotting within 20 kilometers. They'll
Yeah.
disappear here in a sec.
Alright.
Okay, now that's 4 aircraft that have to come in and get recycled.
Yeah, the recovering
And-
aircraft.
Well,
That's going to extend some time here.
Team 1 doesn't have any airframes on board. And last I checked, which I'm going to go check again now, their airframes weren't anywhere soon.
You were going to ask for an update, weren't you?
Yes, I'm just watching Kazzik. This is
My
because
internal clock is pretty good.
Ledendus will be now. Well, now Cage will be like, but we can win this though. Don't repair the hull.
And 50%.
Excellent.
Is anyone below 50?
Well, what's your carrier at?
I think it's below 50.
Well, you have to go up and look.
I gotta go check.
And then to get back downstairs.
35.
Yeah. To get back downstairs, just look at the CCTV.
Is this thing, yeah?
Yes. And then hit escape.
Hey, that's
Boom.
nice.
Yeah, it's a
And
bit
then
weird.
Puts me out one deck up.
Catches
It's the
people
stairs.
by surprise.
Yeah. It's the stairs down 1 level. Turn left.
Well, Ledendus is heading northwest and recovering aircraft. Now this makes him vulnerable. The thing is,
I mean,
to
okay,
what?
so this could come down to a knife fight, which is hilarious.
Oh, I don't think they'll be able to get that
But
close.
I don't think they are. Team 1, okay, finally got an update on Team 1's position, etc. Team 1 is heading southeast to link up with their barge, probably to take on more aircraft.
See,
In
now
fact,
would be a really good time to drop some torpedoes in the water by aircraft when you don't necessarily have all the stuff in the back that can decoy them.
Yeah. So I believe Yellow only lost 1 airframe during that operation. Single outing.
Well, 2 of those were by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, fair. But an airframe home is an airframe home at this point.
They have 2 Razorbills with AAs, 1 with an AA and a fuel tank, and a Petrol with AAs. And I wonder if they're thinking about running down the threat axis and seeing what they find. We can hear you counting.
Okay, so I've miscounted how many aircraft are lost right now, so I'm going to go recover. I'm trying to figure out what I've missed.
Yeah, Bobcat is leading a Petrol and Razorbill combo
Interesting.
down the threat axis with AA missiles.
Ooh, is he carrying anything underneath?
I could probably jump in YOLO players and see.
You should be able to just click on Bob's and see if he's see if it says he's got.
Yes, he has an IR missile seal.
2, 12,
Or is that a walrus? That's a walrus. Yeah.
13,
Be interesting. And a
Okay,
bunch
so
of
next-
AA missiles that could get.
2, 3, 4.
Is this
5.
hold here button new?
Yes.
Okay.
There's
I was gonna
also-
say I never noticed that before.
Yeah, Brett had put in one that said tactical mode, and I pressed it, and I have no idea what it's supposed to do. And you can turn it on or off. And it's like,
Well,
that's cryptic, isn't it? It's like, was it not? Was I
feature
not
not
being
quite
tactical before?
done.
I want a button that turns the Benny Hill music on and off.
We can hear you counting.
Sorry.
We can isolate you. Point. We can.
Sorry, something's not adding up here.
It's fine. It really is. So the only thing that really matters is what do they have now? What do they have available?
No. Oh,
And-
I'll tell you in about a moment.
and there
they
is
are they've just got 2 more albatrosses on deck.
The Team 2 has nothing else in the hold. Literally, they're recovering 4 aircraft. Maybe it's 5, but they have 5 being recovered, 4 in the air, 1 on the deck, and 2 out hunting. So they are kind of limited right now by their strike capability. What about Team 1?
Bob is being spotted by those ships, which is potentially
Catastrophic.
catastrophic for this little plan. Pop some flares might be a good idea.
Well, I mean, the
you see the
Razor Bill
missile?
has flares. I don't know. I do not know. I'm very hesitant. Oh, there is a lot of torpedoes headed toward Team 2. Those must have been fired. What the heck dropped those? Is that point? Are you paying attention?
What, the torpedoes? Oh, no, the torpedoes. Oh, those were carrier launched.
Okay, well, they are...
Those were carrier
They are
launched ages ago,
running
with like
well.
a 400-second delay.
Bob and
what's
Yolo
the-
very much
what's
still alive at this point, although I'm
What's
not
the
sure.
time?
The timing left is 30 to 45 seconds.
Okay, yeah, those are going to go hot. Oh, they did see it. They launched a
Yeah.
long-term countermeasure. Man, I would be interested to see if they could swing it back and turn them around on the attacker. And their 3rd virus seal is going out to try to take Elwood.
Okay, so I figured out, I did actually, with all that counting, I did figure out what I messed up. I miscounting a single Razor Bill. Yeah. Don't mind me.
That counts. Well, we've got Lenny Boy trying to find the carrier. Not sure he
I
can-
also have Abstia in a seal with IR missiles roughly along the attack vector. So Bismarck has 2 aircraft loaded, 2 albatrosses loaded with bombs, ready to go, but they're keeping them on deck, and that would make
Interesting.
sense to me. They need some flare escorts.
Bobcat is turning around. He's being engaged by 2 AI aircraft.
What's the status of those torpedoes?
Being
Decoyed?
Missile incoming.
decoyed.
Whoa! That's off a swordfish. Did he just successfully tumble? He must have done. Are they going back to the carrier? That's...
Yeah, they returned. I don't understand why. I mean, they could have done some serious damage with 5 AA missiles.
They probably could have put the carrier under with that.
I mean, that's
Yeah, especially if
About
one of those...
40%. A good third of their health. It would have been really tight, but yeah.
Well, you'd also have the 4 missiles on the Walrus. I can't believe they turned around. That's...
Yeah, that's true. That Walrus is
Oh, they're
more
thinking...
than enough to
they
finish
don't
off.
know where they've gone, look. Ledendus is going, oh, maybe they went southwest. That's crazy. They've got a radar seal out, but...
It's about to get torpedoed.
Oh, come on, Kazzik. You know, not such things are not possible. Also, that they're doing a special op with a missile seal.
It's not really special. It's a carrier attack. Now where's he taking it?
I'm looking at Tare's messages in chat. I'm trying to figure out what name he's talking about.
Bob maybe drinking a little bit.
Oh, no, that is definitely some special ops scouting going on there. I mean, I'm not saying it's deliberate, but it's definitely some... They didn't put an actuated camera on it, did they?
No. Flares, though. Flares.
No.
It was a last-ditch carrier defense thing to get some kind of AA capability. They expected to lose their AAs in the attack, I think, except they just didn't. They took a hit to them, but it didn't knock them out.
The Dender's still recovering aircraft, but... Yeah, they don't know where they've gone. Look at that. That's why they turned around. I mean, they're not out there looking... They're not out there to capture an
I
island.
find very amusing because they basically haven't moved. They're within a
They didn't
10
go far
kilometer
enough.
area. Well, no, because all you have to do is follow the expected line of advance, and you'll hit them. They haven't deviated majorly from that course.
Are the ships at Socrates activated?
I believe so.
So they should probably be able to see those lights off in the distance, and know that, you know, player 1 isn't over there, because obviously they'd be seeing weapons fire.
So, ships. Player 1 is currently just north of Cerberus again.
Yes, I'm cheating.
I
I'm
will be
looking at your
back in
screen.
a moment.
Well, this has gotten interesting. Because Team 1
I think
behind again, but they're about to get some intel on the carrier position from that vehicle. And I can't believe it, but I think they're trying heading east again. Is that Bob?
so. Ironically, that seal is very close to
The radar
the
seal.
seal. Yeah, I mean, if radar would detect them, they would see each other.
Oh goodness! If they'd already been spotted by each other, then I mean they need to be within 500 meters to get nails. But that seal is heading. They might get a shot on the carrier, to be honest. I mean, I wonder if anybody's driving it. Let's have a look. Abesti's driving it. This is going to be an interesting game to watch back.
You know, Bobcat's finally heading the right direction.
But without his flare escort. I hope he's practiced his tuck and roll.
Well, I think Lenny just jumped in and is expediting.
Looks to be so.
Appears to be in the chin gun.
Yeah, he's actually not expediting.
So, Ludenda's just launched. Oh, sorry, not Ludenda's. Catstayer just launched another Albatross. It's only launched one, and I believe.
Oh no,
he's
he's got
getting a second one airborne now, but I believe he's launching these as more of a recon thing, like pre-staging them. Whilst I think he's going to get Mantas on board now because the barge
bombs.
has.
They've just got the
Bobcat's
petrol
got
on
nails.
radar. Yeah, petrol's on radar.
Does it have AAs or IRs?
He's got
Got
4
AAs.
AAs.
That's
Ooh, this could be
although
bad.
he's got no radar, and he's looking down because he's flying a petrol. And he's probably intending those AAs for the carrier.
Well, but he's also got a walrus underneath with 4 IRs.
Yeah, this could kill the carrier.
Carrier is mobile.
Razorbill has Ludendus, and he's coming in single AA and a fuel tank. I guess a fuel tank could be a makeshift bomb.
Yep.
I mean, it's interesting to try to hit one of those unless you're basically flying the thing directly into the target.
I've sank a carrier with one, so.
Yes, you have.
Do they know that the carrier's there? I mean,
It looks like.
They're heading the right direction. I think they know. They see red on the they see
the
red.
barge.
Yeah,
the
they've
barge was
spotted
there.
it.
But it looks like the Albatross has just snuck past.
Well, they're not looking for them, and they've got no radar, so.
They also have no reason to go after them. They have a kill target in front of them.
Do you know when? But apparently I must have miscounted at some point. But Team 1's got another AWACS. Must have not lost one earlier.
Yeah, I think they only have launched 2.
Yeah, I thought they lost one with that operational accident, so maybe they didn't. This doesn't, yeah.
I can't remember for
Bob
certain.
is
but I
making
think
his attack run on the carrier. Oh,
AWACS may have been upped in the initial
Splashed.
standard load.
Yeah, they
you
lost
should have
one
waited
in
for
the
your
initial
flares.
thing, and they lost one in that engagement over Vulcan.
Ooh.
Iron missile out from the ground unit. Wonder if it's going to get a lock. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's homing on the carrier, although I expect Seawers will probably stop it.
Something just blew up.
Yeah, Seawers just
Oh,
took
that'd
it
be
out.
that missile.
AA missile on the Razorbill. Unless he flares, he's a dead Razorbill.
He is a dead Razorbill.
Oh, that was the Walrus got another shot.
Yeah, they haven't taken care of the Walrus yet, so there'll be more missiles coming, but as long as the Sea Whiz is up, it's unlikely to...
Oh, actually, I think that was the AA missile. Here comes the IR. And I don't think it's got a track. He's too far away.
It's actually tracking a seal on the island. A sea with seal.
Interesting.
It's been there for ages.
So they've got
Yes,
another
it is.
couple of albatrosses, so they are just throwing albatrosses at this now on Team 1.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 mantas in the air. Excuse me, 1 manta, 1 albatross.
You know what's
with
funny?
AAs.
Looks like Team 1's about to, return the favor to Team 2 with an IR seal.
That's funny.
I expect he's going to try and get a bit closer, though. His fuel state's pretty good, actually. He's had the current behind him, so it's going to be interesting to see when Bred chooses to shoot, actually. That's next.
Get inside the
there's
carrier.
there's slow reload time. Yeah, you want to be in the vehicle bay.
How's Team 2's air-to-air? Well, sorry, combat air patrol. What's 394 doing? Where's it going?
394 is combat air patrol, but it is going up the threat axis.
That's because it's just found 2 albatrosses.
Has he found it, though? Or...
I think
looks
so.
like
He's
it.
turned. He's turned.
Turned.
Though he turned the wrong way.
Is it Bob? It is
Nope,
Bobcat.
there he's
Yep,
got it.
missile in the air.
That's a bad aspect to receive a missile as an albatross.
Yeah, that side on is dead. There's the final AWACS gone then.
Second missile fired.
And too low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's successful cap, I would call that. But again, it's another raid up the threat axis, so you don't want to do that with albatrosses. It's just...
Yeah.
Like, that was the bit of sky that the enemy cap was in. They could have gone south,
Yeah.
they could have gone north, but they went through the bit of sky with a cap in it.
Yeah. I'm hoping Bred will sail all the way up inside the enemy carrier.
It's entirely possible.
It won't actually kill Musashi. She's up above Helms.
No, it's been healing this whole time.
I think Bismarck's not above 50 yet.
No, it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Might want to actually double check, and I'll give you a rough calculation.
I guess it is daytime. I guess I can pop back up to the bridge.
The Dendis is holding position. We've got some aircraft out.
I am on 45.2.
Yeah,
and
that's
holding.
That's not even 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm holding
And
though.
holding-
They've got repairs off.
Well, that's on them. You know what? They're probably being smart because they know that they're behind. They don't want time to be called.
Yeah. I guess we've locked ourselves into the abiding by that now.
Winner take all. Well, I mean, we could just start throwing hands. Hey, yellow team is at this location. Blue team is at that location. Go.
I'll happily give coordinates to both.
No, we've got exactly the same thing with Lenny going on here. He's sneaking that walrus up on.
They know where each other are. So
Is ID 467 Albatross landing?
yes.
Cool. Because he's just overflown Bred.
Switching over to Bredcam. Bred is at 1 kilometer. When he gets to 500 meters, he will start giving them nails, and they'll be like, "What on earth's going on?"
They might think
have
it's
a
an
lot of.
AWACS.
They won't have a lot of time to react. So if they don't get on the move quickly, he will get up in the hold. See, this is where a single gimbal gun can be so valuable. What's that gimbal gun shooting at? Huh.
Well,
Seal in the water.
So I'm guessing Team 2 is trying to... Yeah, Team 2 is following the definition of insanity, of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Because guess what we've got again, guys? Another heavy bomb Albatross strike.
You mean Team 1? Yeah.
Team 1, sorry, Team 1.
And they're going to send it straight up the thread axis again.
And Team 1,
Oh, I
they
think we might
saw
have
a
a killing
couple
blow
iron
coming
missiles
in.
come out of the water, and they only moved a little ways away and then stopped. So that seal is absolutely getting in range.
He's at 2.5 kilometers now, whereas Bred is now in the vehicle bay.
He typed out surrender.
Is he... Hey, Kazzik, go take a look at him, please.
Tell me when you've got a view, Kazzik, and I'll switch over to you.
Just coming around.
He's keep honking. He's reloading.
He's only got 3 more shots.
2 more shots.
He is right down the far end. You're gonna have to go down.
Oh, I can't jump over the damn fence.
Switching to Kazzikam. Kazzik is heading for the stairwell. Switching back to Breadcam. That's explosion number 2.
I mean, blue team now has perfect ISR until team 2 can deal with that.
Just listening to
Clear entrance into the bay, 1.5 kilometers out.
Just listening to the Team 2 audio, just in case they're
I
wondering.
don't see from where we are
that's
taking
Kazzik.
damage.
That's Kazzik. He's about to fire, Kazzik, so I'd duck if I were you.
Okay. There's the first.
Okay, we need planes. Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get in the
I'll get in the
lead formation.
Okay,
Kazzik,
we have
you
something
first.
in our
Yeah, launch some
Yeah,
ground
hang on.
vehicles.
we have
Oh, he's using
probably
flares
something
too.
in our
Get a
hangar.
little bit extra damage.
If we can just hold them off for a few
Team
seconds.
Team 2's launching cruise missiles at themselves.
Bob's about to go in and make his attack.
But we do have aircraft
Yep, I'm getting
running
close to
in.
1 kilometer out.
Lendis is on his way down, Kazzik.
How low are we on health?
Oh, they're moving again. They're moving again. Permission to
Yep.
fire.
Yep, fire.
Yeah, fire.
They're launching missiles.
I can't see anything from here.
Okay, point. They're attacking your carrier now. I don't know. If
Yeah,
they're-
yeah.
Yep, they know I'm
can you
here.
just splash a manta?
Alright, need someone in the manta for flare cover.
Yes.
Manta splash.
And an albatross.
Wow, this
Yeah.
thing is
That
slow
was
to
oh,
reload.
and an albatross. Okay.
That was.
Yep, I see you
the
guys doing
albatross
your
was
attack
first.
run.
Well,
Albatross first.
something killed an albatross.
Bob is making his attack now. Oh, he just
I'm in
lost
the
it.
manta. Where should I go?
Was that-
Okay. 2 albies and a manta. There is 1 remaining albatross. They have
Albatross
to splash
coming
it.
in.
You better fire.
They got it.
Vector
Yeah,
072.
Yeah, he fired though.
Oh, Siwis.
Oh, missiles coming
Is
in.
this
Missiles
it?
coming in.
Is this
No.
it? No.
No.
I see
The
you.
Siwis got one of them.
I
I
see
think
you.
that's what saved them.
Literally.
Okay, I think this might be the death blow.
Alright, can I-
coming in.
Yeah, Bobcat's coming.
Can a
in.
walrus take another shot?
Albatross,
No.
Due west.
Walrus is out of
This
ammo.
is also in a manta without IRs and a light bomb.
Relative to carrier, please.
Due west. Also known as your port side.
Ah, sucks.
Okay, we've got 2 of them coming in together.
They're coming in at roughly 600 feet, 600 meters.
Ledendis is in the lead in a manta. I think this might be game, guys, but switching
No,
to points of view.
This is definitely it.
On your left, point on your left.
Oh, eyes on.
Missile going up, but I think this manta might have it. If he doesn't, then the albatross
Yeah,
is coming
man's
in
gonna
with
get
him.
this.
Yeah, we've got the manta directly aft of the carrier, and behind it there's
It's
an
about to run out of
albatross.
flares though, so it's got 1 set left.
Wow, he's. I don't know what he's
Right,
waiting
he's
for.
on the
Come on,
attack run.
Ledendis.
It's
Missiles
like 30
incoming,
seconds.
Yep, kill.
and that's game. Okay. Well, after all of that, I think that was a good game, and
Did they lose that manta there?
Who
I
cares?
don't know, to be honest.
I-
Right. Well, I think it's time for well, what do we reckon? This is where I should have had some kind of contingency for what we do at this point. I think it's probably worth getting everybody together on one channel.
Yes.
Could you... I'm just trying to... Why can't I scroll? No, you guys won't be able to hear anything in Discord anyway. I'm going to jump in. Why is that not working? Oh, I know why it's gone all wrong.
Hello.
Hello, guys. So I'm talking to Team One. Congratulations, guys. It got really close at one point. So, and that was hilarious, Bred, when you were in the vehicle bay there. There was some great footage of that.
Well, yeah, we had to give them a chance, didn't we? We had to offer them the opportunity to surrender.
Well, it was Kazzik came down to say hi, and then Ludendus was close on his heels. You'll probably enjoy that bit of the stream. I'm going to I'm going to switch over to the other team and give them congratulations, and then we'll end the stream. But I just want to say that was it felt like the other team got ahead, but you definitely gave them the run for their money. So I hope you guys enjoy watching the stream back.
Yeah, I'm binge watching the stream.
And of course, we'll come back and maybe we can all jump in the lobby and have a chat afterwards. But I'm just going to end the stream and
yeah.
Can I just say we've never heard so many people cheering a Ceylon. It was so good.
All right, I'll talk to the other team. But
Seal
well
Team
done,
6.
Well, congratulations, guys. That was quite something to watch.
Yeah.
We're going to suggest everyone jump round to the lobby. But how do you felt it went, Ludendus? That was quite quite dramatic at the end there.
Yeah, it was quite dramatic. We had to chuck a walrus with an IO missile at them.
Alright, point.
I felt quite well supported by my team.
Alright, I'll join that second.
Yeah.
Still
Thanks to
Sage.
them.
Yeah, Lud, you're a great commander.
At the end, I think they wanted to die.
Yeah, I don't think they tried. At the end.
Well, we did have some pretty good air interceptions. I think their last 5 planes, they threw out a shot them all down.
Well, you can watch
We
and
had
see
a
what they were
pretty
doing.
strong defense.
They were launching aircraft all the way through. As I say, you can watch the stream back and see. But really good job. I'm glad we managed to pull a good game out of this, despite the initial plan going wrong. So I need to think about what we're doing in the future. But yeah, I just want to say congratulations. If you guys want to make it over to the lobby, and I'm going to say goodbye to the stream. But
copy.
Great job, guys.
Okay.
It was good fun.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you for organizing.
Yep. Thank you for hosting a good event.
Thanks.
If anyone's interested.
Okay, so point. What was the final loss tallies?
Alright, so simple numbers: 21 aircraft lost on Team 1, blue, and 18 aircraft lost to yellow. The breakdown is as follows: blue, 1 Razorbill to neutral, 1 Albie to an operational accident, 12 Albatrosses to enemy action, a further Albatross to neutral, 3 Razorbills to enemy action, and 3 Mantas to enemy action. Yellow, 2 Razorbills to neutral, 1 Albatross to neutral, 1 Albie to an operational accident, 2 Albatrosses to enemy action, one of which was a maneuver kill, the other which was shot down by AA, I believe. 5 Albatrosses directly to enemy action, 1 Petrol to neutral, 2 Petrols to enemy action, 1 Razorbill to enemy action, and 3 Mantas to enemy action.
Oh, it was quite the bloodbath towards the end, but
yeah, like it was roughly blue was roughly losing the aircraft duel until their first strike, and then it went massively lopsided towards them, and then yellow lost considerable numbers in that kind of final attacks and trades.
Yeah.
But
right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for keeping the stats, and thank you to both of my co-commentators for giving me a point of view on both of the carriers, so giving our viewers a point of view, I should say. And I'm going to have to rethink the format for the next stream. I'm glad we got an exciting game out of this, and it was exciting towards the end there. It could have gone either way, which is what we want to see. So, yeah, thank you viewers for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. We will be with you guys again probably in a month's time with another Grim Reapers PvP. And yeah, in the meantime, as we say, see you out there on the seas. So all the best, guys, and I'll see you soon.
Battle stations. Battle stations. Man is spotted bearing 335. Hot.